D-Lo, KC, D-Lo, KC.
We're number one spot.
I don't know, Young Zell off like in the jungle or something.
Yeah, man. He said he's gonna be back for the end of game one.
Won't you follow me? Yeah, I was like, hey, where they at? They took a picture out by a waterfall, and it was all I saw were tattoos. I was like, where you guys at? Tattoos and life vests.
Man, hey man, you see your girl, man. You see your girl Kimberly, man, out here.
What Kimberly? What
You see
that
what she
kid
got?
got one?
Yeah, you see what she got on today?
I didn't. I just gave her a polite.
Warriors basketball.
I just gave her a polite hello and kept it moving. Oh, see it. Yep. Okay. So he'll serve a 10-game.
You got him time served already.
Interesting.
I mean, he's gonna play next year. Definitely.
I don't. There's nothing wrong with that. Like,
I mean, I don't either. You know, if the justice system says he's free.
Yeah. We got him screaming D-Lo, KC, D-Lo, KC, D-Lo, KC, D-Lo. We got him screaming D-Lo, KC, D-Lo, KC, D-Lo, D-Lo. We your number one spot. We your number one spot for some sports, huh? Got the city going crazy when we work, huh? We top two, but we ain't two, we in first, huh? And when you need the real, we is who you search, huh? D-Lo, KC, D-Lo, KC, D-Lo,
Hey, hold up.
KC, D-Lo.
Hold up. Hold up. Let's hit him with
Put me up on that beam, baby.
Hey.
let's hit him with a little something different.
DJ Khaled.
It goes on and
Yeah.
on.
Come on.
Can't understand how
on.
it took so long. Fox got the superpowers. Fourth quarter hitting middies, man, give him his flowers. And, coming off the 16. Owner tried to move the team.
That's right.
Like your boy from Compton said. You know this beam ain't free.
Hey.
Hallie trade came and they said wait for it. Said the league should step and make it pay for it. Now fans canceling flights back home. Stay another day for it. Ribble beam on na and your Kayvon shot agua. Off nights got straps and your Don Mas on what's that?
That's right.
I need it all right now.
Yeah.
Last year there was drama, baby, not right now. 45-1 odds, what they talking about?
Oh.
And the haters, man, they can put that beam in their mouth.
Hey!
Is it just me? Is it just me? Is this beam so hot they shouldn't get to watch for free?
Hey.
That's our girl TK right there. Let's
Is
go,
it just
baby.
me?
That's our girl TK right there.
To watch for free.
Yeah.
Trista Crick on
Let's
her
go.
way to Sacramento here today, and we welcome you in to the go home edition
Yeah, man.
of D-Lo and KC. I'm Damian Barling.
Acknowledge me!
He's Kenny Caraway.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledge me.
And we are so happy that you are here with us. Whether you're a regular listener of ESPN 1320 and D-Lo and KC, if you're from 95.7 The Game in San Francisco, man, we are so happy that you are here with us as we lead into the Battle of Northern California. Coming up tomorrow, beginning tomorrow, I should say, at the Golden One Center. Obviously, this city is hyped. It's been a long time since the Sacramento Kings have been in the playoffs, and we are just 1 day away from the first playoff game in 16 years.
Oh, man. This is crazy. I'm trying to think of the last playoff game where I was at. I remember it was obviously Kings Spurs, and the Kings had tied the series. They almost won game 5. And I told my boy, shout out to my man Brian Seaton. I was down there in Hayward at the time. I said, bro, it was a Friday night. I said, bro, after class, man, come on, man. Come with me to Sac, man. I'm going home, man. It's about to be crazy. We're about to watch these Kings play. They're about to beat the Spurs. It's about to be lit. And they lost. And who knew at that time?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of like where you talked about this before. From that moment, where my life has gone in so many places, so many directions, so many events have taken place.
You have two kids that are like 10 years apart that were born in that time frame.
Absolutely, man. And here we are, 2023. The Kings are back in the playoffs. Golden One Center is going to be a madhouse. It's going to be a mosh pit, as Wob used to say. And Doko is going to be a madhouse, all in a great way, like all in a positive way. It's not going to be nothing great. We're not saying get the strap. We're not saying
we are not strapping up. That's not what we're doing.
It's all going to be in a positive way this weekend in downtown Sacramento. I cannot wait. Part of me can't believe that we're here.
Yeah, part of me can't believe it either. And I know this is old, this is old hat for the Golden State Warriors. This is old hat for Golden State Warrior fans, but it's new for us. And there is an element to this, despite all the social media behavior. Despite all the social media behavior.
I was thinking about that on the way in. I do want to have that conversation, but boy, hey, y'all know what a mark is?
Hey.
Y'all know what a mark is?
Man.
Warrior fans, man, they some marks.
Hey, but hey,
it's
I tried to, I was thinking about this, and there was like a handful of people, and we knew the second Kyle Draper said it. It was like, oh, we got one. We had no idea that video would get like 1 million impressions on Twitter.
That went crazy.
We had no idea that Festus Ezeli isn't quite sure how Twitter works, but we knew, this is gonna get a reaction. Let's put it out there.
Yeah.
And I had like an exchange with a handful of people before I had to mute that thread. I had it like, how would I feel if the Kings had won 4 titles in 8 years, 4 titles in 10 years or whatever, and they're still not respected. They're still not now. In the gist of this, and let me say this real quick, because I just saw a message from Drew Down. Yo, admins in the chat, chill out. Welcome all those people. We're not muting people. We're not blocking people.
Right,
Ramsey,
right.
I'll cut you off quick. Warren, don't do that, because I'm the one who has to go find it and fetch it. Leave all of them alone. Let them in here. They're in here rocking with our show.
Yep.
Apologies to the radio and Odyssey and everybody. Chat house, chill. If you're an admin, I'm going to cut you today.
We ain't blocking,
chill.
bro.
We're not doing that.
We ain't blocking, man. We having a good time out here before the playoffs, man. Everybody doing a good thing. We're not blocking, bro.
Drew, if you're listening, Drew Down, if you're still listening, we got you. Don't go anywhere. That's not going to happen again moving forward. But how would I feel because you look at, I look at the Warriors, and it's like the NBA can't stop feeding us the Lakers or the Celtics or the Knicks. Those are the legacy teams that Kyle Draper was talking about yesterday. And I look and the Warriors got titles. They've got the Philadelphia Warriors history. They got the greatest shooting guard of all time. Like they're in San Francisco / Oakland. They're in the Bay Area. It's not like they're in.
The Bay Area is like the 5th biggest TV market in the country.
It's not like they're in Sacramento. It's not like they're in Oklahoma City. Hell, they're not even in Memphis. Like, this is the Bay Area.
Right.
And they're still, the gist of all of that was, when Steph gone, you gone. Whereas Smush Parker could be on the Lakers. You're going to hear about the Lakers. The Celtics are struggling. You're going to hear about the Celtics struggles. Steph gone. Warriors, head into a period, maybe not as drastic as what they had, prior to this come up, but a period like that, nobody gonna be talking about them.
No, and to be honest with you, no shade, like it's reality. It's reality. And I don't mean that it's not disrespectful or whatever. You asked, how would you feel? I lived it with the San Francisco Giants. They won 3 world championships in 5 years. And the reality of the situation is, while they're part of the upper echelon, there are tiers to it, i.e. there are levels to it. The Giants aren't on the same level as the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Cubs. And you could probably even throw the Dodgers in there. That's a different level of legacy. In the NBA, really it's a two-man legacy thing. When you talk about the tier, I don't like neither one of these teams. I hate them both. But I'm just being real. It's the Celtics and the Lakers. Then you get to the next tier, and the Knicks are in there. Whether we like it or not, the Sixers are in there.
Oof.
And you can probably throw in, that's where you probably put Bulls, Warriors, and all this other stuff. But let's just be like, we got to be real with ourselves. What the Warriors are doing, the Warriors have been doing this for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers and Celtics, they've been doing what they do for like 50.
Yeah, but the the Lakers, I think, are a bit different. The Celtics got one title, and
the Knicks ain't got none, but they're still.
Well, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Hell, look,
the Warriors are significantly more prestigious than the Knicks.
But listen, it's not about the winning, because the Chicago Bears have nothing, and they are a legacy franchise in the NFL.
That's facts.
Like, that's just what it is.
Yep.
The Packers don't have as many Super Bowls as the Cowboys and the Patriots and the 49ers and all that. They are 100 years. They ain't starting with the 49ers. They're starting with the Bears and the Packers.
Mm.
Like, that's the way legacies go. It's not just about how many titles you got. It's not. We go to hockey. The Toronto Maple Leafs hadn't made the playoffs, I think, or won a playoff series in like 50 years or whatever. Their legacy, they're up there. So when you, and I don't mean this as a dig, but when you understand how these things play out, you understand the history of the game, you understand why Kyle Draper says the Warriors aren't a legacy franchise. That doesn't mean they're not a dynasty right now and what they're doing. But you can't compare. Think about it on the flip side. If you're a Lakers or Celtics fan and you've been upper echelon, having I don't want to say carrying the league, but you've been doing what you're doing for 40 years, and this team that's done it for 8 is supposed to be on the same level as you? No.
So no other franchise can be a legacy franchise besides those three?
Besides Lakers, Celtics,
and Knicks. I'm putting the Knicks in there. I'm begrudgingly putting the Knicks in there.
But there are tiers to it. Lakers and Celtics are on their own tier. Then you get to the second tier, which is Bulls, Knicks, Sixers, and I put the Warriors on that. I think the Knicks
are on that first tier, and you know how I feel about that. Yeah. I in terms of a consumer, I feel like they put the Knicks on that tier. But the real true funny thing about that clip from Kyle Draper was we weren't even talking about Sacramento.
Right.
This wasn't a conversation about the Kings. This wasn't a conversation about the Kings' place in the league. And the number one way to, like, the Warriors fans wanted to come at Kings fans. Bro, we know. We know. We've lived it.
Right.
We know that this team is bad. We know that this organization has been bad. Shoot, what y'all don't realize, y'all are focusing on 16 years. Y'all are looking at that Adam and 8. Go back before that.
Mm-hmm.
It sucked then too.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 8 years of glory. We're talking about Mike Brown in this group, potentially, resetting things. I'm hoping Mike Brown, this group resets things for like the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
Not a stretch of 5 years, 6 years, 8 years. Like, reset this thing to where we don't hit this laughing stock stage again.
Right.
Like, become a competent franchise,
right,
like you are this year, like you are right now. Become a competent franchise and let that build out. Well, nobody talking about the Kings being a legacy franchise. Give me a break.
But they don't comprehend well. They really don't.
But I'll say this:
what does what the Kings have gone through have to do with the truth of what was said?
But I'll say this: I can understand Warriors fans' frustration, and I think Kyle Draper's first line is probably the best.
Mm-hmm.
New money
mm-hmm.
isn't respected the same way old money is.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you there's a path. I didn't even think about it till I said it out loud. There's a path for this team to be good for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a stretch. There's a path for this
to keep it going.
To keep going. Yeah, that I didn't even think about until we talked about Draymond Green out loud last night. And the way this organization is run, part of me wonders if that's not in the works for everyone involved. We'll talk about all that moving on, man. We're going to dive into the series. Again, welcome to everybody who usually listens to 95.7, who's up in here. Bonta, Butch, your heroes on the morning roast. They're going to be with us in about an hour. Will Z is going to bring some sense to this conversation, man. He is going to break this down by the numbers. He wrote a fantastic series preview over on ESPN1320.com. And we're going to talk about what our guy Willsey wrote. James Ham will be in following practice, man. It is going to be an amazing day here on D-Lo and KC, brought to you by Sky River Casino here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320. Let me get James's computer.
The people, and I love this type of stuff, man. It's good, but people, especially Warrior fans, in this particular situation, you get too caught up in, how do I say it? Let's use an example. I'm a Michigan Wolverine fan. What have they won in the last 30 years? What's one? I mean, Michigan, one of the top 5 college programs in the game.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you got to understand what the legacy and all that other stuff means. And people will talk about, well, yeah, that's a new generation and all this other stuff. If we're being honest, if we're being completely honest with ourselves, Warriors fans, new generation is exactly what Damian just said. When Steph is gone, they'll go to the new hotness. Like, they follow players. They don't follow teams.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, they're hot right now.
I wonder if part of them like kind of knows that.
Yeah, they insecure, bro. They can
maybe.
And they worry about the wrong stuff. Like, they worry about the wrong stuff.
No. Okay.
They respond to every single thing.
Okay.
Everything don't need to be responded to. Hence why I don't respond to some of the stuff they send to me.
Them CrossFit guns are out. Watch out.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Will?
I had to pull out the jersey today.
Got the ink and everything. That's a Reebok jersey. All right. What number is it?
Jerseys at that time.
Doug Christie. He was my all-time favorite growing up. So
there you go. I like that.
And it's signed on the back. It's from when I was in 4th grade. My teacher won Teacher of the Year, and he came to the classroom. That was like the award that she got. Was Doug Christie came to our classroom.
Oh, that's dope.
It was awesome.
That's awesome.
That's that's tremendous.
That's
Doug
awesome.
is great people.
Oh, Soren, I agree. Yeah.
Oh, Victor. If someone ever finds Victor, we got him out. We got him out. He just never came back.
I love it.
It's like, man, that guy Kenny's a dick.
Oh, it's been such a fun week.
I saw that.
Wow.
That is wild. That is wild. That was a hell of an article, Will. Hey, settle down. No, tried to give Dad a compliment and you start barking at me.
Oh, she hates the squirrels. But I appreciate that, Damien. It was a really fun one to write. And just one of those ones where I took a little more time on it, did a lot of research going in, kind of compiled some stuff throughout the week. And it was fun. Because I'm trying to bring, like you said, some sense and stay objective to the argument and conversation and just provide some facts with a little bit of opinion tossed in.
That's good stuff. We might, if you're open for it, talk a little longer than we normally do. If you're open,
love it.
I blocked out a ton of time to just hang out and
Love to do that.
and talk. I caught up on Snowfall, by the way.
Ooh.
Just to, yeah. Caught up. 1 episode left.
What did you think of that ending? We don't have to spoil it for anyone who didn't watch it. What would you think of that?
I'm anxious to see what's next. I'm anxious to see what they do next week.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot for sure. And did you sniff it out?
I honestly, after Teddy like said what he said and then they walked away or whatever, I was like, okay, that's gonna happen. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm trying to be hella vague, so I
That's
don't
a
ruin
good
it.
show. Yeah. No, it's a really, really good show. Really, really good. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe while you're here. Again, we appreciate all of you. There will not be any muting or you only get blocked for disrespectful behavior unless Ramsey's in a bad mood. Then he knows better than to do that. Today.
Ramsey.
What was Ramsey's first message of the day? It was some
Something about baseball. The Rays
Probably.
haven't lost the game yet.
Probably.
Bodies will be dropped.
Warren had it right. I saw Warren messaged, "Hey, let's get it, everybody. Let's represent. Let's go with this Friday." Congratulations to Rockland High School alum Logan Webb.
Mhm.
He always hits us with a random, but that's a good one. I like that one.
Giants trying to distract us. It ain't gonna work for me.
No.
It ain't gonna work for what you've put together, Farhan. That stupid ass spreadsheet of yours. Sorry, Will.
Hey, I get it.
All right, we're coming back, Will. Hey, since Bonta and Butch are joining us today in about an hour, can we just come back with bad boy music all day long?
All
You know,
about the
represent.
Benjamins. I need that at some point.
Yeah, represent this fake ass bad boy crew here on this Friday as we welcome in the Statty Batty, the head of the numbers department in our fake ass bad boy crew. Our man Will Z. Will wrote a terrific preview of this Warriors King series over at ESPN1320.com. And William, let's start with the offense.
Mhm.
It seems like these two teams are pretty close. As much talk as there has been about the offense for the Sacramento Kings this year, it doesn't seem like the Golden State Warriors are too far off.
No, and they're, I mean, number 2 scoring offense in the league, which everyone, I think, knows at this point. But what really surprised me was that even with that number 2 scoring points per game, they're the 10th ranked offensive rating. So for me, I think that that's what's the turnovers. But I mean, they can just score. It's going to be so fun because both these teams will just put up huge numbers, probably all series long. And that's even take out the poor defense. I just think that's how good both of these offenses are. But what's really interesting is how they do it. And that's what I think I enjoyed digging into the most, was seeing the two kind of different styles that they have.
Right. And that's what always jumps out to me, right? Is like the Kings, they do it with the 3 ball, but they're able to, get into the paint, get score inside, the 2-point shot just in general with the mid range of De'Aaron and things of that nature. It seems like, I don't know, I don't want to say all threes, but the Warriors are a lot of threes. There's not as much variance in their scoring as opposed to the Kings.
Yeah, which is why you see their 3-point numbers are so reliant on the threes, where if the Warriors aren't hitting their shots from deep at a really good clip, they don't have that variety that the Kings do. Like the Kings, they don't have to shoot the 3 to win. We've said it all year. They'll beat you at the free throw line, they'll beat you at the mid-range game, they'll beat you at the rim. They can do it however the defense is kind of giving them the opportunities. But to me, I know that Steph can get to the rim. He's great at finishing. But as a whole unit for the Warriors, I don't think that they can match what the Kings bring inside. And conversely, I don't think the Kings can match the Warriors from 3 from the outside, just because their volume is just outrageous. But it's what makes this so interesting to see kind of which way is going to win.
Do you have the 23s number
Yeah.
in front of you? That
Oof.
might as well have been written in bold print. Like that
Yeah.
really stood out in your article.
Yeah, so Golden State made 20 or more threes 19 times this year, which is just like, what? The Kings, for reference, a really good 3-point shooting team, hit that mark 7 times, which
Wow.
was the 5th most. So from first to 5th place, just a huge difference. But looking at the winning percentages, the Warriors were 15-4 in those 19 games with 20 or more threes. The Kings were 6-1. And the one that really stood out to me was, let's drop that number from 20 to 15. The Warriors, yes, still hit that number more. They hit 15. This is just ridiculous. 15 or more threes, 54 games. So more than half.
That's
Kings
crazy.
were 31 games with 15 or more threes. But let's look at the winning percentages. Warriors, 34-20. Kings, 26-5. And that gets into what I was saying earlier, where the 3-point shot going in for the Kings has more of an effect on their winning than the
Mm.
3-point shot going in for the Warriors.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
what Will just did further math there for those who are trying to work the percentages. That's a 630 win percentage for the Golden
Mhm.
State Warriors and an 839 win percentage
Jeez.
for Sacramento.
Goodness
Big
gra-
difference.
Goodness gracious. I mean, what that says to me is if the Kings are getting their 15 threes, they're almost unbeatable. Like
Mhm.
you're not like if I'm a Warriors fan, I'm like we can't let them hit the 3-ball too.
Yeah, we've talked about 12 all year.
Yeah.
The number might be 15.
Yeah, straight up. Like if they're getting that 15 number because they're able to also get to the line, they're also able to score inside. That's when the offense just gets literally unguardable and it becomes too much for somebody to keep up with. So that, I mean that's a eye-popping number. I remember it wasn't that long ago. I think it was like right before the pandemic when like the Kings like broke the franchise record with 23s in a game.
Mhm.
Like that was like, oh man, hasn't been done since 1987. Now the Warriors out here hitting 20 or more. Like
Just
would you say
any
20?
given night. It's wild.
That's-
Oh man.
That's it. Hey, what are the numbers when the Kings score 150? Because apparently, Kenny Caraway was on telling the whole Bay Area today that if the Warriors want to win, they got to hold the Kings under 150. Do we have those numbers?
They're 1-0.
I think that's 1-0. That's 100%.
Well,
I
Kenny
wasn't
was
wrong.
right. Kenny was right.
Oh,
I wasn't
man.
wrong. You let them get 150 and it's over.
Did you see that
Oh.
video? That I think it's an IG video. That's where it was sent to me. With the dude who with the 5 reasons why the Kings are going to beat the Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a winner. That's a winner.
Shout out to Mars, man. Shout out to Mars, man. He's funny.
I got to
Oh,
see if we
man.
could get that on the live stream. But he says Keegan Murray's never missed a 3 in his NBA career in the postseason, a postseason 3. Domantas Sabonis. There's some good. The last one I didn't find nearly as funny. The number one reason I didn't find nearly as funny. But it's a great video. I'll see if we could get that pulled up on the live stream. It's very, very,
Oh,
very funny.
jeez.
Well, what is the you and Kenny were just talking about the
Mhm.
different styles of offense that the two teams different.
Real quick, sorry.
Sure.
James points out they're actually 2-0.
Oh, there
Right.
you go.
Keep the Nets up. 151 was that game.
There you go. There you go. Are we sure that that's the only other game they scored 100?
I'm not sure. There might be another one that pops
I'll
up.
check.
2 clicks away. What was I going to ask you? Oh, you were talking about the different styles of offense.
Mhm.
What's the best part? What do you feel looking at all these numbers is the best part of the Kings offense?
Against the Warriors, like really keying in on a specific thing is the floater area.
Mm.
So I know it may sound trivial and it's just a small spot on the floor, but to me, I just think that's a huge advantage for the Kings because to me, I feel like Kings fans as a collective are discounting Looney's effect. He's really good. And especially like his verticality on defense is just, he's top notch. And to me, I feel like the Kings can get going inside the paint all the way at the rim, but they have the floater area. They have one of the best float games in the NBA. Kevin Huerter is shooting like 57% in the spot, which is the 4th best mark in the league. So even higher than Fox, who's number 12. The Kings as a team, as I scroll and try to find it, have the third best non-restricted paint area field goal percentage in the NBA. The Warriors are giving up the 3rd highest opponent field goal percentage in that spot. So I always look for strengths for the Kings, weaknesses for the other team. That's a huge thing that stands out to me where you're on both sides of the spectrum. And again, I know it might not seem like a big thing, but how many times have we seen Fox and Huerter go in this year and just stop short of the basket and just kind of flip it in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a good call, man. That's kind of what they do. Is there something that the Kings really struggle with that the Warriors are elite at? I think 3-point field goal percentage, opponent 3-point field goal percentage is the issue for the Kings typically. So I mean, you could talk more about that. Is there anywhere else that you saw where the Warriors have a big advantage against the Kings' weakness?
Yeah, and I put out a graphic about an hour or so ago.
Those are great.
Um, Thank you. And if anyone's looking, again, try and stay neutral, just straight up numbers, like Kings advantages, Warriors advantages, and one of those, Kenny, was the opponent 3-point percentage. So the Kings are allowing 37.3% from three, which is a pretty high mark. Again, the Warriors shoot 38.5% from three. So that's kind of the main one. It's not rocket science. You got to guard the 3-point line, which is easier said than done against this team, but it's definitely a weakness for the Kings, I think, and something they'll have to improve on as the playoffs get started.
Speaking of weakness, Will, do you think, a lot has been made? I've even seen it in the chat already here today. And we've talked about it extensively, especially since the trade deadline. Do you think the lack of rim protection for Sacramento will be a major issue, a non-issue in this series?
I don't. And that's just, I don't think the Warriors go inside enough for it to be a huge issue. And it's not like the Kings, they give up, and I'll pull these up, kind of what they're doing in each spot, but the Kings they contest vertically well. So I feel like that paired with the Warriors kind of lower volume inside, I don't know if the lack of really blocking shots and rim protection will be as big of a thing as people are making it out to be. I don't think the Warriors go inside enough to kind of make up for that difference.
Yeah.
But I'll pull up some numbers here too.
I agree with you on that one, Will. I know that's a issue for a lot of people, but I don't see the Warriors attacking the basket enough consistently to make that something that would cost the Kings a series, so to speak. And to be honest with you, if the Warriors do that instead of taking all those threes, that plays into the Kings' hands. Like if they think they can take advantage, and we're going to start going to the basket a little bit more. You talked about the verticality that the Kings have, but also the one ace in the hole that the Warriors have is their 3-point shooting. So if they're shooting the 3-ball less because they think they can take advantage and get to the cup, that actually plays into what the Kings would rather them do. So
go for it. And then looking at numbers for the restricted area defense. So at the rim, Kings are allowing 68.7%. That's sixth worst in the league for the regular season. But the Warriors are at 68.2, which is ninth. So it's a toss-up. Everyone says the Kings don't have rim protection, but at the same time, they have half a percentage difference from what the Warriors are allowing opponents to shoot at the rim. Like, that's a push for me when it comes to advantage or disadvantage. Like, I'll take that.
Well, maybe I read it in a tweet, or I thought it was in your article. Did you write something about the free throw discrepancy?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a big free throw discrepancy between these two teams?
There is. So the Kings are one of the best in the league at getting to the line, and they get there. They shoot 25.1 free throws per game, and the Warriors are at 20.2%. So that, again, mainly the Warriors are a jump shooting team. Everyone always says Steph doesn't get the calls, and yes, that's true. But they, as a whole team, don't get to the line as much as the Kings. And looking at, I think I did write it in the article.
Yeah, I actually found the spot where you wrote. I see those numbers. The Kings have a much more balanced approach, and get inside more than the Warriors, which naturally leads to more free throws.
Yeah. And you've got the Kings, Fox is at 6 per game, Sabonis is at 5.5, Barnes is at 5. And for the Warriors, they have Jordan Poole and Steph at 5.1 and 5 each. They're the only ones over 2.1. Kuminga's third on the team. So, again, we're talking close games. That 5 free throw advantage that the Kings could have is huge. Every single point is going to matter. So, again, I try not to trivialize the small numbers and the small things that I find because it's 5 points and 5 free throws. But when it comes in the whole context of a game, it adds up so much.
That makes me nervous. There's already because there's already a natural discrepancy, right? Because of the way that they play, as Will Z outlined right there. And then you're going to see these numbers. Like hypothetically, you say the Kings win game 1, and let's again hypothetically say there's a difference of 5 free throws. Well, we got to get these whistles. You know, we all know how this is going to go at some point. And the question, I think, really boils down to, because the Kings might complain, but they don't have the cachet to get anything altered. Warriors do. And the question is, do the officials bite? You have, KC, been frustrated all year with officials getting baited into stuff. Well, if there's already a natural 82-game sample size discrepancy between the two teams, and a game falls in line with that exact discrepancy, that's the nature of the game.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
And unless the officials have a Will Z, or they're listening right now, they might not catch that.
Now, officials are incompetent. I don't expect them to catch anything. So.
No.
And I guarantee there's going to be a point
right now in reffing the game on tomorrow. Like you guys are top notch.
Oh, look, they're so incompetent. They'll probably say, "Hey, we're gonna give the Warriors every call," and to mess around and forget by the start of the season, get the Kings every call. They're incompetent in every way, except for the young lady with the curly ponytail. I like her. She's a good ref.
Stop. You gotta stop.
She's a good ref. She's always talking to somebody.
I don't think there's any female referee officiating in the playoffs.
Well, they need to change that. She's good.
Mark Davis is, though.
Well, I kind of like, sometimes I like fake Gucci. Fake Gucci's okay.
You can call that man fake Gucci.
I don't know his name. I just know him by fake Gucci.
It's what is his name? He was just fake the one on the screen.
His name.
It's Gucci. Not fake Gucci.
Fake Guwap.
Stop it. Stop it. Will, anything else in your article you want to touch on? Any numbers that you've been working on outside the article? I know you are constantly called into action on social media, which is awesome.
Nothing. I love it. It's been such a fun week. Nothing else that really stands out. It's just, I don't think it's too much to ask for a little respect for the Kings. That's all that we've been saying all week long. Is when you look at them, you don't even have to look at the numbers as much as I do. You can just see it with the eye test. There's a path, a very clear one, for the Kings to win this series. And I think that that's what we've been missing from national media, from some Warriors media, is just, you can't see how the Kings could do this. Like, come on.
It's one of those things I was talking to Jesse about, and Jesse's been talking about it for a minute. Usually in these situations in sports, you get to the end of, the playoffs or whatever the case may be, and be like, damn, they tried to show us the whole time who they were, and we just wouldn't listen. We just wouldn't accept it. I feel like that could be the case with the Warriors. They've told us for 82 games who they were.
You don't think the Warriors are good?
I think they're an okay team. I think they're an okay team with a unbelievable player, but they don't really like each other. When it gets down to it, they don't really trust each other.
That's a good word.
They've shown us that all year long. All year long.
Well, I agree with everything. I agree with everything you just said, but they showed us Andrew Wiggins has been out. GP2 hasn't been around. And I understand that's an entirely different dynamic that you're throwing in here now, because the two are like Gary Payton's just kind of getting going. And not only is Andrew Wiggins coming back after a long absence, but he's coming back in what appears, at least tomorrow, to be a different role. And so, I feel like there's a lot of things that could muddy this whole thing up. I don't disagree with you at all in the sense of, I don't think they like each other, and I don't think they trust each other.
Or they don't like one person. Because I think Looney gets along with everybody. I think they all get along. There's one dynamic there where they're like,
was Looney?
Looney was the one that said Draymond needs to earn our trust.
Yeah.
So maybe there's one bad apple in the bunch.
Oh, bit my tongue, boy. Oh my God. You're doing that today. I bit my tongue. I don't know. I guess I just maybe it's because I'm legitimately, and I'll admit this one time and won't say, I'm a really big fan of Steph Curry. I love watching Steph.
Like, so fun to watch.
Like, for everything that Luka is and James Harden is, Dude, Steph Curry is the exact opposite.
Mhm.
He is a blast to watch.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what I'm stuck on, is it's not that different to me than like the Lakers. When I see LeBron, I'm like, well, LeBron's out there.
Mhm.
Like Lakers beating the Grizzlies? Sure. Yeah,
Mhm.
I see that. And the weird thing is that I was thinking about this morning as I was thinking about Lakers, Grizzlies, obviously we're all very much focused on tomorrow at 5:30, but I'm thinking a lot about like the playoffs.
Mhm.
I realized if the Warriors beat the Kings, I honest to God think the Warriors are going back to the finals.
Oh yeah.
No, they're not good enough this year.
I that's fine. I
They would
disagree
lose
with
to
you.
the
I think they're going
Lakers.
back to the finals. I don't agree with that.
They would lose. I think they'd beat the Grizzlies, but I think they'd lose to the Lakers. They're not good enough this year
Okay.
for all of that. Like
Okay.
they may be good enough to win this series, but for all that, they're not beating the Lakers.
And that's the thing. I'm willing to say they'll beat the Lakers, and maybe this is just being too close. I'm willing to say they'll beat the Lakers, the Grizzlies,
And
the
they ain't beating
Nuggets.
the Suns.
Yeah. Suns are good.
They're not beating the
I
Suns.
keep,
They needed to
God
stay
damn
out of
it.
that 5.
I keep
'cause
forgetting
that would
about
have been
the
barbecue
Suns.
chicken. Playing the Suns.
I keep forgetting about it. I keep forgetting Kevin Durant is here.
Well, you hadn't seen him.
Well, that's true. That's true. I feel less bad about that.
Have you
Dump
guys seen the number
Can you
of
dump
like
the last like 3.5 minutes? Is that possible? Jesse has assured me he just dumped the last. I always forget Kevin Durant. I got to TiVo every Phoenix game just to watch it 2 or 3 times to remember. No, Kevin Durant's on the Phoenix Suns, and I don't think they've lost yet when he's played.
I don't think so.
Have you guys seen this number? So if you combine like Kevin Durant's last certain amount of games, I'm getting it here to get the exact number, but like Kevin Durant in the last 27 games that he's played in for either team, Brooklyn or Phoenix, 25-2. It's just ridiculous.
Oh my
What?
God, man.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Jeez.
Good Lord. That boy is bad, man. And
He's so
I
good.
hate that all of that, his injuries and, Kyrie stuff, Brooklyn stuff, trade stuff just has allowed it. The stuff that, gets lumped in with the Warriors. That boy is nasty.
He's one of the greatest we've ever seen.
Like
man.
that dude plays 82 or close to it, like Giannis and Nikola Jokic do. Well, like Giannis and Nikola Jokic, that dude's in the MVP conversation every single year.
Mhm.
He's
one of
the realest.
One of my favorite stat combos is looking at how Fox has just been killing it from kind of those 3 areas inside the arc, the paint, the floater, and the mid-range. And it's like both him and Durant are the only players that hit like the certain benchmarks. But really it's like Fox is here and Durant's like up here. Like it's a clear he's just so good.
It's
everywhere.
unfair.
So
Like he's
smooth.
one of the most unfair basketball players in the league.
And the other thing about him as well, which is I'm not like when people are unsure about the Suns, I'm like, I don't know about that because it's seamless. Like he doesn't have to demand the ball to put his numbers up. The ball gravitates towards him. The Suns are looking at that offense like, yeah, I know we got Book, we got CP and all this other stuff, but KD's over there. Let me pass it to him real quick. Like it's all seamless. Like I think outside of the Kings, I think they're going to the NBA Finals.
No.
They can win the NBA Finals. I think that highly of Kevin Durant and that team around him.
Angel asked, didn't KD play on that Kings Brooklyn TNT game? He did. I thought KD was coming to the Sacramento Kings after that game. After that podcast he did, boy, I was like, we're getting KD.
Oh yeah.
KD's next chapter is here in Sacramento. My goodness. I wish David Stern.
Eddie did say he loved Sacramento.
I wish David Stern was still here. He never would have let that trade go through.
The Phoenix one?
Yeah, Kevin Durant still be in Brooklyn. David Stern would have just said no. Absolutely not. You need to stay in the East.
It would at least made him give up DeAndre Ayton. He would at least change the plan for the deal. It's like, come on now.
Will, great stuff as always, man. Thank you for the tremendous work you put into that article. Whether you write or not, we'll be sure to tap in next week as we get deep into this series.
Appreciate it. I'm planning on it. I'll write some after game 1. I'll write something for game 2.
Excellent,
Yeah,
excellent, excellent. Great stuff. Well, and we'll see you tomorrow, right? Is that right?
Yes, we'll be there nice
Was
and
he
early
gonna be
too.
Game one?
Oh, come on,
let's
man.
Game
go.
one.
I don't know how the Kings haven't brought Will Z to games yet here at this point. All them times his name been put on tweets in NBC Sports California.
Maybe next
Appreciate-
year. We'll see.
Hey, we'll keep working at it, man. We'll keep working at it. Those are goals. We appreciate you, Will. We'll see you tomorrow,
Take
buddy.
care, bro.
Have a good one, guys.
That's our man, Will Z. To all the Warriors fan watching, you ain't got one of those.
Mm.
You ain't got one of those. You ain't got one of those
Ain't got
Will
no
Z's.
Will Z.
Let's come back, man. We'll talk more Kings basketball. We'll talk more Kings Warriors. We'll talk some NBA news and notes as well, because quite a bit of news coming in from around the league. So we got that on the way. It's Steelo and KC, brought to you by Sky River Casino. 32 Brew Street is the place to catch all of the action. Watch all your favorite sports on over 70 TV screens, including Game 4 next Sunday with D'Lo and KC. We're going to be out there at 12:30. Ready to celebrate with you, ready to light the beam, thanks to Empress Gin. That's a drink that they got rolling there at Sky River Casino. So make your plans to be with us next Sunday, 32 Brew Street at Sky River Casino. Make your plans to be with us when we come back here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320. Hey. Oh man. Yeah, G1C. I think outside G1C, Gary, tonight is going to be hype.
They're going to be going.
Oh, it's a good one. I'm not going to participate in this. Anyone in the chat house got a score prediction? You think we get points tomorrow?
Yes.
You guys think we get a lot of points tomorrow? Yeah, I know, but a brother can hope. Come on, man. I know who owned them. I know it was dirty of David Stern, but
I remember I was in LA the day that happened.
oh,
They were,
man.
first of all, they're like, oh my gosh, it happened. Because Max Kellerman for a while was coming on the radio and he was always like, yo, there's a pathway to get Chris Paul and Dwight Howard here or something like that. There's no pathway. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. And the day it happened, he said, oh my God, I told you. Step one is already happening. Chris Paul coming. I said,
the funny thing is with some of those guys, when you hear stuff out of the blue like that, it's almost never out of the blue.
Right.
It's just like something that they can't confirm. Like they can't actually say.
Talking to
like Ryan Russillo did that with KD and the Warriors. Then we had heard KD ain't going to the Warriors. What are you talking about? That's insane. I remember that. You talk about remembering. I remember that morning.
I remember that morning.
I was on the trail out walking the dogs, and all of a sudden, my next chapter. What the? Are you serious?
I couldn't believe it. I was asleep on the couch. I don't know why I slept on the couch that night, but I was asleep.
Jazz, if you're listening, why did Katie sleep on the couch?
I think I just fell asleep. But I was asleep, and I slept to ESPN on, and like in the middle of my sleep or whatever that morning, I hear Stephen A. talking about it. I was like, it's a crazy dream I'm happening. It's happening right now. So I turn over, go back to sleep. Sure enough, I wake up and it's still on there. Like he's going to the Warriors.
I think Bill Simmons is trying to push Jalen to Houston. So that's cool.
He might know something too.
Wait, what?
Hey, what's the call-in number again?
I think Bill Simmons, I didn't see hear it or whatever, but he was pushing, not pushing, but Jalen to the Rockets, saying that could be a fit, I think.
Jalen. Okay, I was like, Jalen who? Oh, Jalen got you. Shout out Lizzie Scorsese.
916-909-1320.
909. I thought I had to do one.
Shout out to Lizzie Scorsese working on these reels for us, man.
Yeah, man.
I know I say this a lot, but we could not do the stuff we do without you guys. This is good stuff right here, Lizzie.
Good, man.
Lizzie got the logos in there and everything, man. Leezus. Get off the notorious.
Jess, you got a phone charger?
Yeah.
I got one.
Oh, okay.
I got one. I got you. D-Lo on this black Rob track,
Hey.
like, whoa. KC in this black Rob track, like, whoa.
Bad boy, baby. Bad
Boy, this
boy.
was the era where there's a certain type of rhyming it is, but it's not rhyming. They're just saying the word
Yeah,
over
you
and over
say the
again.
word and then
Like that's you in that big body Benz, huh?
Yeah, juvenile pride.
That's a style of rapping, but I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. That whoa was really
Thanks to
good.
that shout out from
R.I.P. Black Rob, man.
Indeed.
Robbie O. Hey, I don't know how these things work because
okay.
I don't really follow them that way.
Okay.
But on Twitter, you know what's trending?
No.
Kings in 6.
Yeah, it's been. I think if you keep scrolling, you'll see like Warriors in 5. Like I think that stuff.
Things work.
It's it's catered to like us, like our algorithm. So there's multiple different. There's multiple different.
I don't know nothing about Bad Bunny.
Well, there's
trending.
Well,
Well,
but
I
you
know
do,
who he
but
is,
you do
but-
WWE, right?
Yeah.
See, like sometimes this stuff.
Dame Lillard is trending.
Sometimes this stuff, like for you, like if you look at the trending section, it'll say for you. It'll say trending. Some of that stuff is like worldwide. Like Mikey Williams is trending. MAGA war on women's rights is trending.
well,
What else is new?
Okay, well, disregard anything else.
Jeff Bezos is trading. So like I don't see, for some reason I don't have Kings in 6 trending. Black people's trending. What's that? I'm scared after the
What?
Oh Lord. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh man. Okay. Close. Oh, you know who else is trending? I had an opportunity to meet this individual once. I think he's the most talented human being on the planet. I don't know what happened to Jamie Foxx, man, but I pray to God that brother is okay. And that brother gets healthy. We cannot lose Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, man.
Again, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
There's no indication that that's what's ahead, but something did happen. And they were a bit vague about it, but I really hope Jamie Foxx is okay. He's one of the biggest stars who's legitimately one of the coolest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
A fantastic interview, man. A lot of fun. I hope my guy's good to go. If you'd like to sponsor Kamara's segment, you can reach out to rich.ripley at odyssey.com. Kamara's venting here at 916-909-1320. Kamara Williams, attorney at law. What's up, man?
Definitely wanted to finish out the week since I hit y'all up every day. But we're going to do it on some good vibes, man. I appreciate Will V's great write-up. What he put in the article is exactly what I was looking for as far as stats. And, I texted you early in the week, D, about like, I just wanted to see what the magic number was for the Kings as far as made threes. As I tweeted him, I definitely don't want to see the Kings get seduced by trying to keep up with the Warriors threes and, play their game, which I know they will. Yeah. And so, but, overall, Kings Nation, man, I just wanted to say, man, like, enjoy this week, enjoy this time, because it's never going to be like the first time. And,
bro,
like,
how are you? How did you not, bro? How did you not fly out here?
Come on, man.
I have a business, and so my partner's going out of town. My partner's going out of town for Bali for 2 weeks, so I can't just fly out like that. I wanted to.
How many Beyonce concerts you going to again?
I'm just saying.
I'm going to 2, but check this out. I actually looked at tickets. To fly out, and I just looked at it was cost prohibitive, man. Like at one point, I was thinking about flying out, and then I even looked at Chase, and it was like, well, I'm not going to spend $1,000 for a ticket to a game, and then $600 to fly out, and that didn't include the hotel. And I was like, bro, this is just too much. Like, if the tickets at the time when I was looking at flights made sense, I would have done it. But when they first,
you could have came and watched the game with us.
Hey, how'd you get to the Nas concert at the Garden?
Ooh, well,
those tickets actually were reasonable. They were pretty reasonable. And a flight from Orlando to New York is like a 2.5-hour flight. They're pretty inexpensive.
Kamara, you're rich. It doesn't matter.
No, he's that. You see, he caught himself too. Those tickets were only. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to finish this sentence. I am not going to finish this sentence.
Nas at the Garden.
Because Kamara's only is not the same as everybody
Yeah,
else's
man.
only.
Nas at the Garden like
Kamara,
that
you
was
slick, boy.
like that was $10.
Rockin' New Era says, oh, that was different. Yeah. Oh, hey, and you know what's great about that, Kamara? Because I know you're still listening. It was the Chatty House that caught you. The Chatty House was like, yo, ain't this the same man that went to the Nas concert at Madison Square Garden?
Went to the
That's that boy.
Nas concert at the Garden.
Out there
going to
golfing
two
with the
Beyonce
Obamas, too.
concerts.
Not even in this country.
Come on, man.
Oh, you ain't
Come
going to
on,
Beyonce shows
man.
in this country.
Boy, I tell you.
He ride different than us.
He does.
Let's get our brother Herbert in here. I know Herbert rocks with us. What's up, Herbert?
Hey, what's up with the homies?
What's good, Herbert?
Hey, man. Hey, KC. Hey, man, I went back and watched the Warriors Kings. I want to say it was that back-to-back when they played them.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a little scouting.
Okay.
Band-Aid. It was back when Monk had the Band-Aid.
Yeah, I
So-
did notice that. He had the Band-Aid popping off. I didn't notice that.
What if that man hits
Okay.
the arena tomorrow with a Band-Aid on his eye?
Oh, we're just going.
Oh, the
we're
crowd
all collectively pass
The
out.
crowd will go nuts.
We'll just pass out, right?
That would be like the demon. That would be like the Undertaker returning after the American Badass era, just returning with the Band-Aid on. Sorry, Herbert. Go ahead.
That's all right. Hey, but yeah. So what I noticed about the game, Keegan Murray was kind of the in this particular game, he was kind of the X factor, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really have a guy for him. I noticed he was just kind of roaming around the perimeter a lot, hitting a lot of jumpers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also noticed too, Looney. I think he could be their X factor. He's a big presence inside, and he rebounds really well and causes a problem sometimes when Fox was coming in there. But all in all, though, King's not worried about the Warriors, man. You could just see a body language. They know they could beat them. Fox knows. King's in 5, man.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. All right. I like that. I take it.
Okay. Jesse asked a funny question earlier. He was like, would you be surprised if the Kings won in 4? I was like, yes. I'd be surprised if either team won in 4. I wouldn't be surprised if either team won in 5. That feels ridiculous, but in my head, it makes complete sense. The Kings aren't losing 4 in a row, and I don't believe the Warriors are losing 4 in a row.
Yeah.
But 4 out of 5, I could see it both ways.
I think this is a 6 or 7 game series.
I think so too. I think so too.
I'd be shocked. I don't remember what year it was, but the Suns with Nash and Stoudemire lost to the Spurs, I think in a first round series in 5 games.
They lost the Spurs a lot, so
They
it was
did.
kind of tough to.
But they lost to them in a 5-game series. And I remember walking away from that series saying that was like the greatest 5-game series I've ever seen. Like these guys, the 5 games did not tell the whole story of what that
Well, we know how much you'd wish we'd tell the whole story.
Well, I'd wish we'd tell the whole story here. I really do.
Oh, Doc said something wild yesterday.
Oh, he said something about the Clippers. He said, looking back.
That's what it was.
Said,
that team was never going to win.
We were never going to win. We
Doc,
like each other.
What are you talking about? Oh, Doc. I love that dude, man, but woo, that one got me.
Yeah, but I say that to say, that could be this series. I think this series is going to be popping. The games in this series, I don't know how long it's going to last. Like how long the series is going to last. I think these games are going to be off the hook. I think it's going to be some great, fun, exciting, dramatic playoff basketball. It's going to be lit.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You're listening to D-Lo and KC on KIFM, West Sacramento 98.5 FM, KRX, QHD2 Sacramento, ESPN 1320. Always live on the free Odyssey app. The Morning Roast is going to join us coming up here in less than 15 minutes. We welcome all of the roasters here in the chat house.
They told me to ice up. They told me to ice up.
Well, you went to work. Did you have some technical difficulties this morning, or is 95.7 setup just not on par with the big boys here? That's all right. That's okay. That's okay.
My setup was good. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, hey, look, hey, we know your producers are watching. Get your engineers to watch. I'll tell you what, San Francisco, we'll send our engineers to you. We'll get this worked out for you guys.
Stop worrying about putting up 150 when I said 115.
Well,
and worry about getting that taken
we're
care
gonna have a conversation with your with the person who does your social media as well, because I know they got like what's crazy about that station? They got a producer and a social media person. You know who our producer is?
Our social media person.
That's right. And I know Jesse ain't never put nothing out there like this person said it's going to take 150 for the Kings to win. Jesse would never. Jesse would never. Let's see what Mike Brown said at practice regarding all of the praise he's getting from the Golden State Warriors.
It's a setup. They want to kick my ass. Trust me. I've been around them enough. It's a setup. Don't fall for it, and I'm not falling for it either. Screw you guys until this is over.
See? There you go. There you go, Coach. Coach got that energy. Coach got that energy right there. He knows what time it is. Kim either. No, he wouldn't. I should resume my shunning and go back to not talking to her. She really come in here and Warrior stuff?
Yeah, she right there with a little sorry.
I don't think she's over there, but
yeah, she is.
Is she?
Right there. We'll talk to her during the commercial break. Unbelievable.
It's ridiculous.
It's a damn shame.
You see, I did see our fearless leader, Stacey Kaufman.
She's trying to stay away from both sides.
She really is, but she shared Mike Brown's Coach of the Year news yesterday. And it said, as it should be. I said, well, this makes it official. You with us. She was like, hey, I post both. And then I didn't respond. I was like, that's a lie. You don't. But then she ended with, you were right a few weeks ago. I side with the green. I was like, I know.
And the bag is already secured. So now you can come on over here.
The bag is secured. You can root for the Sacramento Kings the rest of the way. Let's get into the playoff push here. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Again, we're going to dive back into the Kings here in just a heartbeat when the Morning Roast joins us. Before we dive into some of this other NBA news that we want to make sure that you're updated on, let's get our man Mitch in here. We can't lose Mitch. Mitch.
Come on.
What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
What up, Mitch? Mitch turned up for the playoffs. Let's go.
I know. You know the Kings are going to do all right. Better than what the Giants did a few years ago.
Okay, see, that was uncalled for, Mitch.
I'll throw that in, brother. I think youth supersedes age, and Golden State's got some age in them. They got they're a little bit long in the tooth. Just check out Mr. Draymond Green there.
Draymond.
I love to see Kings and Clippers in the Western Conference Finals.
Well,
so let's make it happen.
Good luck with that, pal. Good luck with that.
That's what I'm gonna start calling him. Draymond Green. Draymond Green. That's what I'm gonna start calling him.
Can we please start stringing together all of Mitch's different names for people? Draymond, Matu, all of the different names that he has for people.
Damon.
That's what I'm calling him, bro.
San Francisco listeners, meet Mitch.
Draymond Green.
Mitch
a wild boy, man. Mitch is a wild boy. Draymond Green. Draymond Green is gonna live forever.
It is. Hey man,
Mitch came in hype too.
Mitch is ready
sounded
to go.
like Herbert.
I forgot.
Hey,
if we ever talked about, did we ever know or find out why Mitch is a Kings fan?
No,
we don't know.
I meant to ask him today.
I'll ask him to tell you guys next time.
Okay.
We got Phil back. Let's get Phil in here. 916-909-1320. Uncle Phil, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up? Hey, man, I gotta disagree with Kenny. These games are gonna be lit.
They're not?
I don't know why.
Why?
Because we about to sweep them. 4-0.
Who's we? Who's we, Phil?
We, the Kings.
Okay, well, that's cool, man. If the Kings blow them out, it's all good.
Well, they could. Well, okay, Phil, what about this? What about 4 close games? Does that make the series lit?
4 close? I mean, I guess.
We appreciate you, Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you for that,
I
brother.
take it, I'd take a boring Kings sweep.
I'll take it.
I'd take a boring Kings 7-game series.
I'm not betting on
I don't
it.
care.
But I'll take it. I don't care how we get there. I'll be elated if the Sacramento Kings win this series.
Something I thought about.
Mm-hmm.
All things considered, I know how it's going to sound. All things considered, if the Kings win this series, are they number one in the Kings power rankings in the city? Is that the number one team of all time? All things considered, if they win this series, everything that's been going on for this past week,
or the past 16 years,
16 years, but this week specific, it's been hot.
Oh, it's been hot.
It's been hot, and the games haven't even played yet. If they're able to knock off the Warriors, shut the Warrior fans up. If they're able to do that, do they move to number one?
That's tough. That team then was so loved.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, okay. I don't think because I was going to say it depends on where they end. If this team were to beat the Warriors, hypothetically, if they were to beat the Lakers in round 2,
oh yeah, they could get.
Then
swept
they would.
They could get swept.
Then
in
they
the
could
Western Conference
right.
Finals,
Whatever
it doesn't
happens to
matter.
that, it's fine. Then they would. Again, the Disney scenario is you beat the Warriors, you beat the Lakers,
and the movie ends.
No, then you beat Mike Brown. Then you beat Michael Malone.
Yeah.
You beat Michael Malone, and then the movie.
Didn't we have
then we get the Sopranos ending.
Didn't we have an Eastern Conference that like we wanted to beat somebody? I don't know. I thought we did.
I don't care what they want to do. I don't think they're beating any of those teams in the Eastern Conference.
Look,
they're not, and if they are, they're not off to a good start.
If they did that,
oh my
God,
God,
they could beat anybody. If they did that,
if they beat the
Warriors, Lakers,
I don't think
Nuggets,
it's not the same. It's not the same. Those games don't like they're 0-6 against those 3 teams.
Okay,
I'm just saying. I don't see it.
Okay, I mean I'm not betting it. Oh, that John Bull is right. Dave Yeager in Philly.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Dave Yeager didn't do anything to anybody. Like, there's no reason. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever to come for Dave Yeager. He did.
Terrence, the Cavs.
Now, wait a minute. Okay.
Oh, why? Why? Leave him out of this.
De'Aaron versus Donovan. Man, hey, you thought of something. I thought of something too. We're gonna have to save it for post, Bonta and Butch.
Okay,
but it's about I mentioned Donovan Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
It's about De'Aaron Fox because there's a lot of what if.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of y'all, not y'all, but some of the people who talk about this game for a living are failing to throw out a pretty significant what if, one that we've seen before, one that I think we've seen every year in the playoffs for like the last 4 years. I'll tell you what that is. Is D'Lo and Casey roll on the playoff push presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. I don't know if we're going to get an opportunity to get to this stuff as the show rolls along. So let's make sure we touch on a couple of things here. 2 final playoff spots will be determined tonight. Oklahoma City will take on Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, who said, even if I wasn't suspended, I couldn't have played on Tuesday, is actually
he can play 2 days later.
Well, he is listed as questionable tonight, though I'm quite sure he's going to play. And Chicago versus Miami. That tweet from United Airlines was spectacular.
Oh, man.
That was absolutely incredible, where they offered to fly DeMar DeRozan's daughter to Miami so she didn't have to miss school and could still catch the game. No word, or at least that I'm aware of, on if DeMar and his family are taking him up on that offer. She might be the star of the play-in tournament at this point.
Yes,
that young
up.
lady may be. Another note: do you have picks for that game?
I think the Bulls are going to win,
and
I think the T-Wolves will win. Ant-Man goes crazy tonight.
Okay, I'm going Oklahoma City because I'm speaking from my heart. I just really like the Thunder. I don't. Okay, but I'll hit you with a caveat.
Okay,
because you just said this about the Golden State Warriors. I'm not sure that Minnesota likes each other.
I understand. I think they like each other now. Well, with this guy coming back, maybe all that comes back. But with that guy out of the picture, they loved each other.
I can't imagine Anthony Edwards having another bad game either. At least, like, check that. I can't imagine Anthony Edwards having another game that bad. But I'm gonna pick Oklahoma City for fun. I'm a little invested in that squad.
That'll be fun too.
I don't know what to do here. I don't enjoy Miami.
No.
I don't have the disgust for them that you do. I like Jimmy Butler. Respect their. I'm gonna go Oklahoma City, and I don't care. Those are my picks for the game.
Okay, I don't know if that's on the Caesars Sportsbook, but
we'll check. Check the BetQL app. See if it's
BetQL. BetMGM. I don't know if it's on the BetMGM app.
We'll find it. We'll touch on a couple other things. Let's get our brother TC in here first. TC, what's happening?
Man, what's up with my two brothers?
What up, TC?
Man, it couldn't be a pregame before the day before a playoff, man, without your boy calling in, man. I just have to tap in with my brothers, man, and say, look, man, we're going to go crazy tomorrow. Everybody show up, be ready. Whether you're watching it on the TV, you inside the arena, outside the arena, just be fired up. I want everybody to be fired up every second. If any Kings fan in this city, whether you're traveling or already here, be loud.
Yeah.
Be loud, be ready, be pumped up, whether it's good or bad, bro. I'm just so fired up, man. Hey, you know what, KC, D-Lo, I'm about to streak, bro.
You about to what?
Streak.
You about to what?
He's about to streak.
What you? No, you're not. TC, you are not about to do that. Stop it. Stop it, TC. What are we doing?
TC, you gotta come out to the watch party, big dog.
TC,
move back up to the watch party, man.
Yeah, indeed. Sunday at Sky River Casino. Next Sunday, Sky River Casino, man. Make sure
don't go this Sunday.
Yeah,
well, you can go.
They'll definitely go this
go
Sunday.
This Sunday. I'm just saying.
There ain't no watch party on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's there the following.
Go anything. Go tonight.
You could.
I told you I went a couple Fridays ago. It was popping. It was when they played the Blazers. Popping. Oh,
I see. They standing over there. I see. Open the door and tell them how ridiculous they look. Coming in this building in Warriors gear, the way that they are.
Wait, Charlie had some on?
Charlie ain't got no Warriors.
Oh, he's cool.
Oh, okay. Look at.
Hey, can you hear us? You look ridiculous. I just want you to know that. You look ridiculous. You need to go home and change.
That's damn ridiculous.
Go here, just so y'all can see. Look, y'all see that? You look ridiculous.
Oh yeah, look at.
Go change. Go change. Yeah, go change. You're being sent home.
She didn't know we had the other camera up in here though.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on here? You worldwide now.
Can't believe it, man.
Rockets are interviewing Sam Cassell.
Good.
Sam Cassell's, I don't think he's quite Eric Bieniemy status, but he's pretty freaking close.
Yeah.
He's been an assistant coach for a really, really long time for some really good staffs. I don't know what the hang up is with Sam Cassell. I hope he gets an opportunity. The Rockets job, I don't know. I obviously it's a different position than Stephen Silas. Thought Stephen Silas was done dirty. I hope he gets an opportunity to kind of clean things up and get going again. He was obviously in a really difficult spot. I hope whoever the Rockets are looking for is the guy. We talked about Mike Brown growing with the Sacramento Kings team. Obviously, the Rockets are in a very, very, very different position than this version of the Sacramento Kings are. But I hope whoever they're hiring is the guy that they're hiring to grow with all of those young guys.
Yeah, I agree. And they're at the spot in their rebuild or whatever you want to say, where it's almost time for these young guys to start turning the corner. I would love to see someone like Sam Cassell get that opportunity. This is one of the things we always talk about, right? Where Stephen Silas will be there when Houston has no opportunity and these kids are young and trying to figure it out. And then and I don't mean this is no disrespect, I promise you, but some type of retread or somebody else gets the opportunity when it's about to be a finished product. Sam Cassell, give him an opportunity. Give the guy who's put in the work as an assistant and let his first job be a job where he has a chance at success.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Nick Nurse will be the other guy that has been talking about. Nick Nurse is a great coach, and he's going to get great opportunities. In that situation, I would love to see Sam Cassell get a real shot to succeed by taking that Houston job when these guys are a little older than they have been.
I'm with you. I have a few concerns about their general manager, though.
Yeah, the owner is
right. Yeah, exactly.
There's
Which means like whoever is brought in at this position could be put in a tough spot pretty quickly. We'll step out. We'll come back. We appreciate everybody who's listening on ESPN 1320, 98.5 FM HD2. We appreciate those on the Odyssey app. If you're watching on twitch.tv/ESPN1320, youtube.com/ESPN1320, welcome. If you're a regular listening of the roast, well, your boys are coming up next. Bonta Hill, Butcher Boy Joe Shasky. I know they're listening right now, and I'm putting one of them on notice.
Ooh.
Butch.
Ooh.
I'm checking your energy today.
Ooh.
I saw you this morning. Okay. I saw you this morning. Saw you a couple days ago, but them days in between was a little bit funny, Butch. I'm anxious to talk to you when we return here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320.
We're coming for you.
Easy.
Hey, J.A. put up something. I was downtown last night. I saw it as well. It's really actually happening. Huh?
What? The 6?
No.
Oh.
I didn't see the 6, although I saw it on video. Signage for Tom's Watch Bar is up. It's up. It's actually happening. It's been 4 years. Tom's Watch Bar is actually happening. Those things are really good. I've been to one, I don't know about the food, but just like the sports bar environment. I went to the one in LA Live a bunch of times. Appreciate you, brother. It's good stuff. So that'll be a cool addition to Doka. You know what I'm saying? D-Lo.
If it isn't love, why not?
New edition essentials when I get in the car. That's maybe my it's between them and Jodeci. New Edition and Jodeci, my favorite groups of all time.
Yeah.
And I love Drew Hill too, though. I don't want to sleep on Drew Hill. I love 112. I love Jagged Edge.
I think I put Drew Hill behind 112 ahead of Jagged Edge.
I think Drew might go ahead of 112 for me. And I love 112. Cue my Kinder.
That first 112 album.
Now that we're done,
come on, man.
Body so soft.
Okay, take it
just
easy.
Can't stop thinking. Come on, man.
You could put that album in and just.
Oh well, he can ask this.
I'm getting this
Ryan says over Boys to Men.
Oh,
I think.
Wait, who over Boys?
I'm taking my power rankings. They say this is a big rich town. I'm taking.
They say this is a big rich town.
I'm taking Jodeci, Drew Hill.
Drew Hill's two?
Excuse me. Jodeci, New Edition, Drew Hill, 112, Boys to Men. Damn, I feel like I shouldn't be leaving Jagged Edge out.
I think I'd go New Edition, New Edition, Jodeci, Boys to Men, 112, Drew Hill.
Man, I apologize to Jagged Edge. I feel like I shouldn't be leaving them.
I don't think they're there.
I feel like Jagged Edge.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they're there.
Put a little bit of oomph in it. What y'all know about that, man? Come on, man. They did that joint.
Skip Butch in here. Butch, we still in commercial, man. What's happening, baby?
What were you talking about? Boys to Men got 2 banger albums. I know the rest of them didn't really measure up, but
it was so quick.
I know. Well, come on. If you didn't, hey baby, yeah, I'm sorry. With the cane and walking on the beach. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Now this is recency bias because I just saw them, but I'll say one. There's records. There's records on the other albums. There's songs.
I agree.
Really, really good. Like the cover of Air Supply is just phenomenal.
But they did their best one. Wouldn't we agree?
Yeah, 2's the best.
Yeah,
I like it better than.
I really like Cooley High Harmony though. But you're right. You're right.
ABC, BBD. Come on, man.
I mean, when they went to another level.
You know what's crazy though? As advanced as those three brothers are, that show I went to the other day, they opened with Motown Philly.
Really?
Like, they hit the stage to Motown Philly.
That's such a jam.
Oh, it was and they
Did
moved.
you know that they closed out Candlestick?
I remember that.
I heard that.
Yeah. They did Not Down on Bending Knee. What was the song they did at the end of the road? They did End of the Road at the end, and Frank Gore gave the game ball from that game, the final game against Atlanta, to Denise DeBartolo. It was very weird. Chris Berman introduced them. Back.
Chris Berman.
Well, that's bizarre.
Nah, yeah, boys. I mean, I don't know. I'm not changing the power rankings. The Boys to Men can't go above New Edition.
But here's the problem with New Edition. Like Belle Biv DeVoe, like, are we giving that part of the New Edition love? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're two different groups.
No, not me. I was just doing the group New Edition.
I give Belle Biv DeVoe in the New Edition catalog.
Wait, well, what about Johnny and Rob and Bobby?
That's what I'm saying.
If we're doing that, the New Edition's number one, and there's no conversation.
It might be number one.
Okay, the New Edition's number
might
one.
be number one.
Too. Okay.
Well, and then Jodeci, like, I consider Casey and JoJo a split off. You get what I'm saying? Like, because they got their own separate bangers category, and then there's Jodeci. Every girl in 7th grade. Oh my God, Jodeci, bro.
They love
Jodeci,
Dalvin and Devontae. Yeah, those my boys right there.
Andre and Rainbow naming their son Devontae on a 2020 episode of Blackish is just amazing.
Casey and JoJo, obviously, you know, they did so many rap songs with so many, like Tupac. The one with Tupac's obviously going to be up there real high. They've got other ones on the Machiavelli.
Hang on. Sorry, but hang on. We're coming back.
Where's Bonta?
We can't be stopped now because this bad boy for life. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now because it's bad boy for life. Hey, look at Bonta got his rocking chair. Look, how you feeling, big fella?
Ain't nobody worried about that hat. Ain't nobody worried about that hat, man. Ain't nobody worried about that.
Let's welcome in the morning roast. Let's welcome in the TV star, Bonta Hill, kind enough to join us with your boy, Joe Shasky. Let's get started. The morning roasters, they're here. They're in the chat. They're ready to see this. Butch, I'm starting with you.
Let's go.
Butch, you cut a promo the other day.
Yeah.
You were Hulkamania circa 1988 the other day. I don't know if you saw this. We wrapped up our conversation on Tuesday. I was like, hey, Butch was a little bit more reserved than I thought. Like, yeah, Butch was kind of reserved. And then the next day, let me tell you something, brother. Kevin Durant, Harrison Barnes. I was like, hey, Butch, we got home and away, Butch, your boy. Road. I'm gonna lay out if you want to cut another promo on us.
Well, here's the deal. You guys got to understand. We've been through this terrain before. All right. So I know on a Tuesday of playoff week, you got to reserve yourself. There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we slowly ramp up, getting to Thursday and Friday, where I bring my A game. I'm not trying to get all worked up in pre-games, my friend. That's for the A side. The B side is the diss track. That's where Hit 'Em Up was. Don't forget, the Tupac Hit 'Em Up was not on the actual album. It was on the CD single B-side. So here's my Hit 'Em Up. Let's go. What do you want to know?
Yeah, don't ever forget though. That was on the B-side of How Do You Want It?
Exactly.
Smash record.
And look, here's the other thing. That's what the old guys got to do. The young guys, we just keep going. We just keep going. The old G's, I gotta pace myself. That's what's gonna happen in this series. You gotta pace yourselves a little bit. King's just gonna keep running and running and running and scoring and scoring and scoring. And by the time game 5 roll around, them legs gonna be heavy. Them Andrew Wiggins lungs, they're gonna be on fire because he's like, man, I didn't prepare for this. I'm telling you, these young boys about to do work here in Sacramento.
Is there a question in there, or is that just a statement? Okay, just making sure.
It's a spoiler. It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler.
A spoiler. Interesting. I just have one question for the two of you. What the hell are you going to do to stop Steph Curry? Like, honestly, you guys be like, what are the X's and O's to stop the Kings? What are the X's and O's to stop the Kings? Oh, the bench. Oh, this. Oh, Sabonis. The crowd. Cowbells. How are you stopping 30? How are you stopping 30? This guy had one of the great signature games in NBA history. Game 4, dropping 40-plus points in the Boston Garden, the TD Garden, as I was was sitting there alone with nothing but Sean Sully's from South Boston talking smack to Draymond Green, and with zero help from Draymond Green and very minimal help from the rest of the team. Jordan Poole was on a milk carton. Steph Curry put down one of the top 5 iconic performances on the road in finals history. 4-time champion, 2-time MVP. And this man is just getting started. How are you stopping him, you two?
You're not stopping Steph Curry.
Yeah.
You're not stopping Steph Curry. He's great. He's one of the greatest players to ever do it. He's top 10 on my list. You're not stopping Steph Curry. Steph Curry can't score 120 though. He gonna do his thing. The one thing you guys talked about it during the week, going back looking at some of these games, and I agree with you. It was a long time ago. I think both teams are different. They got different personnel, all this other stuff. The one thing that stuck out to me, that second game, the 116-113 game where the Warriors won. Steph Curry went crazy. What do you have, 47?
28 in the first half, KC, 47 overall. But who's checking?
47, 8, and 8 to be exact.
Wiggins. Bonta
welcome to the conversation.
Bonta chiming in.
Bonta woke
Hey,
up.
hold on.
Bonta
I just had to
woke
make
up.
sure Frisco Shasky was in the building because my partner in crime has set the tone today. And like a proud brother, I am just sitting back, relaxed, and saying, "Oh my Lord, Shasky's in the building." He said, "To hell with the golf game today. I got to pause for KC and D-Lo." And so all I'm doing is wearing my championship hat because I know you guys don't know about wearing these things or opening up boxes. This is what we play for. This is what we do. All right?
And speaking of proud brothers, can I say we're just proud of you, little bros, man. You guys have done a great job in San Francisco. You guys have done a great job with the morning roast, man. I know it got tiring with Danny in San Francisco coming in saying, "I need you to watch this show I put together in in Sacramento, and I need you to study them and watch them." Hey, we love you guys, man. We are proud of you.
Hey, you know what, Bonta? What's funny is that Nas had a great little line, and Jay-Z said, "You made it a hot line, I made it a hot song." So that's what we did. We saw a little bit of what you did. We repurposed it and repackaged it and put it on the big boy market.
You know, it's like sitting off of Vec Radadive to Sacramento, right? He got a little glimpse of what was going on with the Golden State Warriors.
Exactly.
Quietly, your boy Bonta is the architect of D-Lo and KC. I mean, come on, pulling the strings behind you. You know what I'm saying? I said we need somebody up there in Northern California. Sacramento needs some new blood. Sacramento needs some new life. They need some flavor. They need some culture. Hey, Danny Fry, how about this for your assist? So really, Danny Fry need to give me some of them checks that he's been cashing up there.
Suge Knight, Bonta?
Boy, no. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, hey.
You know, we know what it is. Boy.
Shout out to Bonta. Shout out to Bonta. I'm not going to dispute that ever. All right. Shout out to Bonta. But we out here doing what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? When I say came in with my style, now I fathered you. All right. That's what we're doing out here. You know what I mean? But look, I want to ask you guys about this game. I'm going to tell you guys about this game and Steph Curry. He asked how we stop Steph Curry. You don't stop Steph Curry. Steph Curry going to eat. I'm not disputing that. He's going to eat. But one thing about that, Mike Brown ain't just going to let him walk around and do whatever. Mike Brown going to throw a couple people at him, and those other people going to have to step up. The other thing about it, I talk about that second game of the season or the second game of their series this year. I need to see that 4 times because it's not about Steph Curry. If those others are anemic as they were in that game, you're not beating the Kings 4 times. Steph Curry can do great things. But if the other guys, Clay was anemic in that game, Dre was anemic in that game. If the others are anemic, that's not the formula to success. Just saying, Steph, go off and do this all the time. They're going to wear him out.
Well, look, Casey, what you fail to realize, Casey, that was so long ago. Klay Thompson, and he'll admit it, he was buttercups in the first 2 months of the season. He was chucking. He was awful. He used the first month of the season to get in shape for the Warriors Invitational, which starts tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. at Golden One Center. So that Klay Thompson, you will not see that same guy. You're going to see a different version, the one who shot over 41% from the three-point line since the calendar flipped to 2023. All right, that's another thing. Draymond was still trying to find himself after what happened in training camp. You know, he didn't have that voice. Now we know what happened in training camp, but he had, you know, he was on ice a little bit. Now Andrew Wiggins in that fourth quarter, I remember him going 5 for 5 for 15 points. He got real comfortable in that second game. So, you know, this is a different beast. Don't expect Klay Thompson to be anemic. I mean, we can talk about the past when we want this year. Klay Thompson has been dynamite the last 3 months. So, KC, throw that game out the window. If you're going off of that game, you can throw that one out the window, but
okay.
So let's go with this then, because I know you were watching, Bonta, when I threw this at you the other day. And Butch, I want to hear your thoughts on this too. No 16 years. No failure of a franchise. No Sacramento has bad weed or whatever y'all were talking about on 95.7.
I was wrong, D-Lo.
Be on the lookout.
That
Be on the lookout for your IG mentions. I got something coming for you tonight, Bonta. But why is this Warriors team better than this Sacramento Kings team?
Well,
I'll tell you.
Go,
I was going to go in there. All right. So I just look at, they've got all the pieces the Warriors do of what you look for in the playoffs. I mean, obviously you have to have star power. Everyone knows that. Stars do matter in the playoffs. But do you have the glue guys? Do you have the extra guys who truly understand what their role is? Well, we know that Draymond Green, I know KC thinks that he's not this, he's not that. He might be one of the greatest role players of all time, right? He's obviously a great defender. Kevon Looney, one of the best glue players in the league right now, especially when it comes to pick and roll defense in the fourth quarter of playoff games, being able to switch at the point of attack. Very underrated. Do you have defensive stoppers who could play in the dunker spot and man up 36 feet if need be? Gary Payton Jr., Dante DiVincenzo. I know it didn't work out with the Kings with Dante DiVincenzo. He has been amazing with the Golden State Warriors. Ball movement as a facilitator, knocking down threes because he worked on his three-point shot. Look at the statistics. He is excellent as a glue player. Andrew Wiggins was the best two-way player in all of basketball for the final 2 months of the season last year. Did you see what happened to Jason Tatum after game one? He couldn't dribble left. Did you see what happened with Jaylen Brown? Pickpocket left and right. They need those guys. And then you add in Klay Thompson, who he will have at minimum one signature game per series. Go back to the Memphis series, Boston. Before that, go against Denver. He always shows up in the playoffs. This team is battle-tested. They've got all the pieces, and I haven't even referenced what I believe to be one of the best scorers in the NBA off the bench, Jordan Poole. We're not even getting to Kuminga. They're 8-9 deep. You're not going to go 11. You're not going to go 12. You really need 5 and a couple others. That's what the playoffs boils down to. You've got too many question marks in those top 5.
Well, D-Lo, I'll say this.
Oh, hell no.
Keegan Murray's a rookie.
Here, let me say this. Because I watch you guys from afar. You check my receipts about the Kings. I said early on, man, this Kings team is fun to watch. Damn, they move the ball. Dang, they could score. Whoa, they got pieces. So right now, were the Kings better than the Warriors in the regular season? Absolutely. By far. They played a better brand of basketball. They seem more connected. Forget the defense. Nobody plays defense in the NBA. That's been the most overrated thing talked about all week long. Numbers are up offensively all across the league. Everybody's bombing threes or whatnot. But I will say this about the Warriors. Now that they have Gary Payton II back, those players individually are much better than last year. Jordan Poole's better this year than last year. He's adapted having all eyes him in a half court. Kuminga didn't even play last postseason. He's a lot better than last year. Kevon Looney, what can we say? Should be the most improved player in the NBA, led the league in offensive rebounding. Looney's better. Steph Curry averaged 36 and 6, and everybody's just kind of yawning, saying, yeah, whatever. Like, he had a historical season. Klay Thompson is much farther along than he was at this point last season. So individually, they are better. We've just been waiting for them to put together as a team, and now that's this whole. Now you got Wiggins back. Now you got Gary Payton II back in the fold. And now that top 7, top 8 is a lot better. And quietly, without even playing their A game, they won 8 of their last 10 coming into the playoffs. So you're catching a team that's starting to feel itself a little bit. Oh, and you bet not lose a game at Golden One because we know what happens at Chase Center. We know what happens at the digital office, KC.
Look,
I got Vicodins ready for you, KC.
See, there you go with the Vicodin again, man. See, there you go with the Vicodin again.
Root canals, baby. Root canals.
I'm gonna tell you what this sounds like. Jesse, I'm gonna tell you what it sounds like. Dame, I'm gonna tell you what it sounds like. You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like the 2022 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When all these things were going on, like, hey, if they just get healthy in time, you got Tom Brady. Hell, we can go to the 2021 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, you saw what he did last year, right, Tom? Tom won that Super Bowl last year. He can't be doubted. He can't ever be doubted. When all year long, they were telling us who they were. And nobody wanted to listen because we give these great teams, rightfully so, the benefit of the doubt. But how many times have we watched sports and we talk about, you know what? They told us who they were all year, but we didn't want to listen. I think that's who the Warriors are this year. They're not bums, they're not bad, but they're not that.
Kenny, let me jump in
this year. They're telling us who they are, and we don't want to recognize it.
Here's why the Tom Brady comparison doesn't correlate. Tom Brady was afraid to take hits. Have you watched Steph Curry? He's as good as ever. And he got hurt twice this year. And his numbers, his efficiency, way better than last year. Last year, heading into the playoffs, he didn't play for a month. And if you remember, he broke the 3-point record. And then he kind of was off for like a month and a half. Yep. His shooting was not the same. He has been dynamic. Now, is there a once every 5 or 6 games a clunker? Of course, every player has those. But he is so much more efficient this year and better this year than he was last year heading into the playoffs. He came off the bench to start the playoffs last year.
I'm going back to the Bucks the year before. I'm talking about after the championship. They won a championship. It was like, don't ever doubt Tom Brady again. Don't ever doubt him again. But we saw him all year. That defense wasn't good enough. We saw they just weren't good enough. They really just couldn't get it going. But we went into the playoffs. Don't doubt this man. He had another MVP caliber season, Tom Brady did. He wasn't a bum. He wasn't a bum that year. But the team told us who they were all year long. And when we got into the playoffs, they were who the hell we thought they were. And I think that's what the Warriors are going to be.
KC, this ain't football. This ain't football.
It ain't football. But I'll tell you this right now. They didn't show us who they are all year long.
But they didn't have Wiggins for 47 games. GP2 was just acquired. No, seriously. Like, Dante DiVincenzo started like 60 games for this team this year. Like, Jordan Poole in and out of the lineup because of who they didn't have. Like, more team than any other team in the history of sports because of the 73. Because of everyone like yourself invalidating 73 wins because you didn't win a championship. This team at this age, at this life cycle, the regular season is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Now, for you guys, and I mean no disrespect, I totally get why I would be pointing to the regular season and saying, look, we did this, we played here, look how good we played there. That makes total sense. For this organization with a 35-year-old Curry and a 33-year-old Clay and a 33-year-old Draymond Green and Wiggins missing 47 games, none of that stuff applies.
Nobody is invalidating your 73 wins, first of all. And second of all, I feel like I keep hearing references to Jordan Poole did this last year and Clay did this last year.
Ready to run that boy out.
What a great year.
Oh, no, we discussed Clay this year. You know? Like, Klay Thompson, you look at his January, February, and March.
He carried them for 2.5 months.
I know. I'm not going to get into it, but people will take away his 4 best games in the month of March. We'll take away his 4 worst games. Klay Thompson's been great. Yeah, well, I talked to my boy about that. We had the pep talk about that, saying don't be stealing material from a guy who's a contrarian and bringing it on this show. We're supposed to rock with Klay, and Klay hears all the slander. Jordan Poole this year, as a starter, averaged 25 points a game. All right, now the bench split thing, it was weird, right? But now he's locked in. He's coming off the bench, and I think it's key for him in this series, knowing that, look, both teams don't have any rim protection. We all know that. Teams are going to get to the cup at will. But Jordan Poole's ability to get to the free throw line will be huge. Can he get some bonus in the foul trouble? Can he get some of those wing players in the foul trouble and really disrupt the rotations of Mike Brown? I'm looking forward to that. Klay Thompson, Kevin Huerter, Klay Thompson, people were trying to make the comparison. Come on, man. Now, that's disrespectful. We're talking about a Hall of Famer and a dude named Red Velvet. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's stop playing.
I mean,
first of all, his name is Kevin Huerter.
Yeah, his name is Kevin Huerter, and we call him Kayvon. We don't call him Red Velvet.
Yeah, we don't call him Red
Velvet.
Velvet.
He's Kayvon when he turn up. He Kayvon. Second of all, that's damn near is disrespectful. It's saying Domantas Sabonis is getting stopped by some Windex guy who's a very good player.
Windex,
Domantas Sabonis is an all-NBA center. Domantas Sabonis is an all-NBA center
because he cleans up the glass.
He ain't cleaning it up as well as Domantas, the league leader in rebounders. That's Mr. Windex. Mr. Windex.
Let me ask you another. Let me point out 2 things, because I actually mentioned this on your show too, and let's just provide complete context, because I mentioned to both of you guys how it bothered me the way that the Kings played the last few games, and I saw what the Warriors did. They're 8-10. Let's just mention, just for fun, they beat Houston, they beat Dallas, they beat Philadelphia, they lost to Minnesota, they beat New Orleans, they beat San Antonio. They lost to Denver. They beat Oklahoma City. They beat Sacramento, and we know what that game was, and they beat Portland. So there's the context to the last 10 games of the season. 2, listening to Butch a minute ago from, hey, we're just Kings fans, man. We're just working off the regular season. You tell me. It sounds like you guys are trying to figure a lot out going into this postseason.
Oh, that's undoubted.
You're talking about.
I don't deny that.
Andrew Wiggins and Dante DiVincenzo. It sounds like you're going to work it out now.
Hey, well, last year, for context, Draymond Green came back in the first 6 games. All right, he had the back injury, worked himself back. He came back. Steph was out the last 18 games in the regular
A
season.
month and a half.
But so they go 5-0. They lose a tough game to Phoenix. Then they go 5-0. Clay gets hot, pool's rolling. And Steph Curry says, we had no idea what Steph was going to look like. We had no idea if he was going to play the first few games in that first round series. Steph, like the leader he is, I'll come off the bench. Don't worry. I'll be off the bench and I'll be ready to go. And he came off the bench in games 1 and 2 and played a combined 43 minutes. Now he was efficient, but we didn't know what they were going to look like. Mully talked about it all the time on TV going, if they make the finals, you know how miraculous this would be without them knowing what Curry's going to look like, without knowing what the rotation is going to look like. And not to mention, Otto Porter Jr. was awful the last 3 months of the season. Awful. He made like 5 threes in an 8-week span. So it's kind of the same thing that we're going through this season. Not knowing about Andrew Wiggins, but we do know this. He's not coming back off of injury. He's coming back off of personal stuff. And now he's smiling ear to ear, knowing that right adductor is completely healed. Everything is healed. He's ready to roll. So we're used to this. We're used to chaotic atmosphere. We kind of work in chaos down here in the Bay Area. We're organized chaos, that is. And so I expect them to be fine once it tips off tomorrow.
Guys, let me ask you both this. Of all the teams that deserve benefit of doubt to put this thing together at the right time, haven't they earned it?
Well, yeah, they got it last year. I gave them the benefit of it. Like, you're just going to keep doing this year after year after year?
We did this with the Yankees.
Champs.
We do this we do this with the Chiefs, with Patrick Mahomes. We did it with Brady for years. We did it with the Spurs forever. Like, you've earned it.
That's my whole point. People said it wasn't relevant. Brady just lost twice. Yes.
And yet you still have the fear of God in you. In the fourth quarter against the Rams, when they played god-awful, and he was one pass away from beating the Rams, you were scared. Everyone was.
He ain't doing it every year. He ain't doing it. That's the whole point. Y'all bring up my exact point. He ain't doing it every year. We can be fearful. We can be respectful. We can get benefit of the doubt. At some point, it ends, and it's ending this year for the Warriors.
Let me ask you a question. You could be honest. You're not on the flagship station today. You're down here with D-Lo and KC on ESPN 1320. This thing has to end at some point. And you've got the situation with Bob Myers. You got the situation with Draymond Green. You got all of these different things circulating around this team. Is it just Sacramento that you're like, oh, this is irrelevant? Or you think this team can again win an NBA championship?
Damian, I'll let Bonta get in after me because one guy's essentially Mr. Warrior, the other guy's the biggest hater. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I am going to be in denial till the very end. Imagine Joe Pesci walking in thinking he's going to be a made man and then getting popped in the back of the head. That's how this thing's going to end. I will be in full denial until the second it's over. Because you know why? Because Steph Curry is the Joe Montana of his sport. I am not going to doubt the greatest winner, the greatest teammate, and the greatest player I've ever had an opportunity to see start to finish of his career. And that includes Barry Bonds.
They took boy Joe out too with a sack. They took that boy Joe out in 90. It happens.
Oh yeah, Little Marshall.
It did.
It does one day. But here's the deal: until it does, I'm going to ride with number 30.
Exactly.
I'm going to ride with 23. I'm going to ride with 11 because I saw the will to win in Game 6 against Memphis. A trip to Memphis for a Game 7 was on the line. They were playing like crap. And then I saw Loon Dog and Wiggins play grown man basketball. I saw this team out rebound the Grizzlies, the more physical Grizzlies, 70-44 in a gotta have it game at Chase Center. So the will to win from these dudes gets so underrated. This human element of their passion, want to continue to raise banners. The fact that they haven't lost the Western Conference Series under Steve Kerr doesn't mean something to Sacramento. I think y'all just going to enter the playoffs like, oh, the Warriors, we about to slap the champs like to beat them up all day long. Nah, man, it's not happening like that. You guys had a cute year. I hate that we had to play y'all in the first round. I wanted to see y'all in the second round. I wanted to see you in the conference finals. But you know what? It is what it is. We'll come back next season, and these games will be on TNT. At least we got that for you. You gave after the Warriors back you guys up in 6. These games will be on ESPN next year. It'll be on national television. They'll all talk about the rivalry. And you know what? We could all sit here as Fred say, you know what? We created the rivalry. It's us 4. We started to smoke.
We did.
We turned it up a notch here in Northern California.
Hey.
But the cute story ends in a week and a half.
Hey, guys, like my man Bonta and I were talking about today, you guys can light the beam. And it's great. I'm glad you guys are doing it. It is really awesome. I'm not going to lie. We're smoking Bleezies and Heeman cigars come June, all right? That's how we roll, Mac Drag.
and we're chasing rings. By the way, D-Lo, I know you got something for me. I want to apologize to the city of Sacramento. I told the story on the roast earlier today. I was wrong in saying Sacramento's got that boo bammer bam, that boo wham bammer weed, whatever it is. I was on the way to Tahoe back in 2013-14. They had a mobile service up there in Sacramento who dropped something off at 7 in the morning off the freeway. And I said, man, this is some gasoline. So Sacramento, I apologize.
Shout out to my girl Maisha.
I know y'all.
Shout out to my girl Maisha, because that's Crystal Nugs. Crystal Nugs heard this conversation and said, whoa.
I'll talk to you after the season, Crystal Nugs.
I got you. I told you. I got an IG post coming your way very, very soon. We can even get it delivered at your little presidential suite at the Sawyer that the NBC studio is going to put you up in. Big television star Bonta Hill. You don't even have to come out and deal with us common folk, man. Me, Butch, KC, we'll be out. We'll be grabbing some food, but we'll make sure everything.
No. D-Lo, you wear Louis Vuittons, dude, on a Tuesday morning. So
you goddamn right, I do.
I ain't got no green and red on my shoes right now. I ain't got no green and red on my shoes.
Hey, KC, the two of you, I will tell you this right now. There is not a show in America on sports that takes as long as the two of you do to get done looking at the mirror to get ready for the day.
Nope.
And I mean that with all love. Because I'm hella jealous.
I saw the way D-Lo waved at the Golden Center Center crowd, and I said, "Oh,
that is a fact."
He
did have the wave,
man. The way he waved, I said, "Man, this dude must be mayor of Sacramento."
Presidential,
yeah, straight
very presidential.
That really happened. The point. Don't forget the point. There was a point.
The point too.
Well, the point is what I call the unofficial head nod. Like, I see you, but I'm not going all the way over to pay homage. You need to come to me to pay homage.
Are you three finished?
I told them this morning. This is way better than talking about Herb Jones for a week.
Oh my gosh.
With all due respect.
And Zion looking like a watermelon. He looks so big. I can't get over. I go, bro, stop. What? How did he lose all of his explosion? He's like 23. What has happened to Zion?
No, this is awesome. The battle of I-80. I know we've gone back and forth. It's been heated. Twitter's up going crazy. But I told somebody, they called the show talking smack about D-Lo and KC. And I said, look, man, these are the unofficial voices of the Sacramento Kings. They got the streets hot in Sacramento. Those are my guys. And it's been a lot of fun. The I-80 Classic. Look, we're going to continue to talk that talk. It's not going to stop. The friendly banter stops at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. And I heard Draper yesterday, and no, Draper, you ain't getting the big studio all series long. That's for show. You're going to be in that
I like Draper.
I like Draper. And I love Kyle Draper.
He got mad swag. I like Draper.
Shasky, but he talking about we want to be the Lakers and we want to be the Celtics. Hold on. We worth $7 billion down here in the Bay Area. We're the number one valued NBA franchise. The Boston Celtics want to be us now. The Celtics won one title since 1986. All right? No one title since 1986. All them bettors from 1940 and 1950 got so much damn dust on them. Stop it. We are the NBA. When Curry's on the floor, we know what the ratings do. We know what business does when Curry's in the building. Business is booming. All right? We got y'all asses on ABC because of Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. All right? So thank us later when Sacramento gets that love and they show the blip coverage of the Days Inn Hotel and the DoubleTree down
That's
the
how you
street.
feel?
Thank us for that.
That's how you feel? It's a Holiday Inn, by the way. It's not a Days Inn, okay?
Thank you, Chingy.
First of all, it's pool top of the Sawyer is what you're going to see.
That's what
and then once we get to about 8 o'clock, you'll see a nice bright purple beam shining into the sky on Saturday night.
Hey, David, these boys don't know what's coming, man. They don't know what's coming.
Well, like Fury Styles said, they're going to learn.
They don't know what's coming, man.
learn.
They don't know, man. They just don't know what's coming, man. You see this thing right here? Boy, oh boy. Y'all about to see that thing up close and personal, baby.
All right. I'm gonna be full disclosure here, as we've been talking all this smack, being super arrogant. If there were two things I was worried about when it comes to the Warriors, shot selection and turnovers. There's no question about it. Like when they get into certain modes, shot selection is an issue and turnovers. What are two things, and one of you could take this, what are two things that worry you about your Kings? No one knows them better than the two of you.
Going cold, one. And man, I brought this up earlier in the week, and it still kind of sits in my head. Like I'm fearful of slow starts in games. There's plenty of games where you'll see 1 missed three, 2 missed threes, 3 missed threes. Like they start the game on heat check sometimes. Like 8 possessions, there'll be 6 or 7 threes. If that's in the flow of the offense, then cool. Like they're gonna do that. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Domantas Sabonis. I think Domantas Sabonis is an incredible player. I think they should start trying to see your boy Kevon Looney, Draymond Green, finding out what Steve Kerr's game plan is against him. And then I think so much else falls into place there. But the start is what I'm worried about, and then just cold streaks is what I'm worried about, because the Warriors will kill you if you go cold.
And I'm worried about the aspect of defending the 3-point shot against Splash Brothers and Jordan Poole. Like that's not a good recipe. You got to figure that out. You know what I mean? You've got to be able to defend the 3-point shot better. You've got to make, at the very least, they're going to hit some. They're going to hit a lot. You got to make them work. And sometimes Kings don't even make these guys work when shooting the 3-point shot. And that's a recipe.
I'll say this for the Warriors too. I'll add to what Shasky said about the turnovers. That's obvious, but defending without fouling has been a major issue for the Warriors this season. And the Kings are third. I see they're third in the league when it comes to free throws made, and they're 7th in attempts. So they'll get to that free throw line, set their defense up, and that concerns me. Draymond Green, Kevon Looney cannot get into foul trouble in this series against Domantas Sabonis. JaMychal Green, I don't like the matchup against Sabonis when it comes to JaMychal Green. And I think Kuminga, I love Kuminga. I really love his prospects of becoming a superstar. But asking him to defend Sabonis in a situation like this is asking for an L. So defending without fouling and keeping your main guys out of foul trouble is going to go a long way towards the Warriors' victory. They get in foul trouble, this could be a long series, and we'd be talking something different, Butch, in a couple of weeks. Maybe it might be full-fledged Giants baseball.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Nobody wants that.
KC. Yeah, I know you're a diehard Niner fan like myself. And so, I remember that 2011, a.k.a. January 2012 49er game where it felt like this long drought for the playoffs. And then finally, boom, we have this epic game. And, you could feel it in the parking lot walking in the whole week leading up to it. This is the biggest game in Sacramento since...
Oh, Jesus.
Well, look, biggest game it's got to be
the Lakers series?
Lakers series, Kings,
Game
7?
The year after that.
Okay.
They had the Game 6 with the Timberwolves in 2004. Where Anthony Filler gave that elbow to KG, got kicked out.
Miami.
Yeah, that was the last grasp trying to, hold on to
the San Antonio series. We kind of knew.
Yeah.
Like everyone, it's like this team, like that Minnesota series, we thought this team we could still win a championship.
Yeah.
The San Antonio, we knew that team wasn't going to win a championship.
19, 20 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
That long.
Yeah. I mean, y'all know what it's been up here, man. It's been tough.
I know, but when you say it, then you really start to realize how long it's been.
That's why there's
I remember that.
There's rallies downtown. Y'all hold championship rallies. We're holding a rally today.
Yeah.
Like this fan base, this fan base has waited for this moment for so long that that's why there's 600 plus people watching this show. Who knows, however many listening on the radio. It's why people are headed downtown now to get ready to just hang out and be together, because we didn't think this was coming. And I don't mean this year. I mean, Kings fans never thought this moment was going to happen again.
Seriously.
It was tough.
Boys, I got to make the pilgrimage so I can get me some Jim Boy's tacos. I tell this to Casey every time. He laced me up on the Jim Boys. Oh, my God. The Jimbos go so hard. My sister moved out to Roseville, and every single time I stop off to get them, but it's getting pricier, number one.
Well,
and I get those.
That's the only bad thing is Jim Boy's is only slightly cheaper than tickets to game 1 of the series. That's the only thing.
Jim Boy's off.
I remember when it used to be $189 for 2 tacos and a soda, and now I gotta take out a student loan to get some Jim Boys.
You and Butch can go get Jim Boys. Me and Bonta are going to the steakhouse. We're going to the steakhouse and drinking old fashioned.
I mean, come on now.
D-Lo, you speak my language.
Smoking old fashioned.
I do want some squeeze-in burger though. That cheese on the crust on the outside, man. That is nice. That's a nice burger.
I'm trying to get an old fashioned and a steak to Bonta, and he wants a cheeseburger. All right. It's like that episode of the Cosby Show where who tried to take him to a nice dinner, and all they wanted was McDonald's. man, you guys gave us like 45 minutes, man. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. Thanks for bringing your crew with us. We're excited for this series. It's gonna be it's gonna be a blast, man. And we all know the league is obviously invested in this series, which is why they're on ABC tomorrow night. It's why they're on TNT twice. It's why these first 4 games are bookend on ABC.
They got, to be honest with you, not to bring up anything, they got the Lakers Sunday spot. I always thought the game 4 that's going to be on Sunday. I always thought Sunday is the Lakers spot. Warriors Kings got the Sunday spot.
That's crazy.
Don't you guys think, like, of all the players that could get elevated, me and him were talking about this on our show, of all the players to be elevated from this series being on one of those platforms, I feel like De'Aaron Fox is the guy who has the most to gain. No matter what it looks like, I feel like his profile will be boosted to heights that he's never been at.
And he's a star. He's a flat-out superstar.
I agree.
I mean, De'Aaron Fox, I've loved him. I'm so glad you guys didn't trade him. I know the Halliburton trade, a lot of people were flustered with that one, but Sabonis came back, and there's been a nice return with a trip to Salt Lake City to the All-Star game. But De'Aaron Fox is the best point guard nobody knows about. He scares me, legit scares me. Like, because I know in the fourth quarter, I don't need to see the clutch numbers. I saw what he did in college. I saw what he did early on with you guys in Sacramento, and he just wants it. He's a cold-blooded killer. But I thought Butch was going to go Harrison Barnes. The Harrison Barnes factor of a team where basically he said nah to the $64 million, and the Warriors said, cool, we'll just call KD after we lose in Game 7 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. It basically dumped him. Draymond talked about not being invited to his wedding, saying, I don't know if HB Rocks will be no more. We thought he was going to be the stud to help elevate him. We thought he was going to be the third brother alongside Clay.
They tanked to get him.
And he wasn't. Exactly. And so what Harrison Barnes can do in this series, he can erase 5 of 32 in the last 3 games. He will be a god in Sacramento if they pull off this series against the Golden State Warriors. And I know he's going to feel great about that.
I want to mention just one quick thing because I'm so happy you guys brought that up because we're going to talk more about this later. But when you look back, you go back to that bubble year and you look at what Donovan Mitchell did in that bubble postseason. You look at what Jamal Murray did in that postseason. You look at what Ja Morant did in his first postseason. There have been a lot of what ifs thrown around in this series. There are a lot of what ifs thrown around in the Western Conference period. I haven't heard one person say what Bonta and Butch just alluded to is, what if De'Aaron hits that spot that those guys hit? What's this series look like? What's this playoff run look like? But we'll talk about that here as we roll along. We'll let you guys go, man. Again, we appreciate you so much. We'll be locked in on Monday, hearing your recap of game 1 and gearing up for game 2. And I'm sure we'll talk quite a bit before this series is over.
Absolutely, man. You guys are the real ones, man. The voice of the Kings. You know we love you guys up there. ESPN 1320. But it's on, baby. Gloves are off now. Let's go. I'm talking D-Lo, KC.
Let's go, baby.
It's all love. After 2 weeks, we'll be best friends again. But for the next 2 weeks, y'all on Team Mute.
we'll see y'all on social media. How about that? We'll see.
Doubt.
Butch, I'm quote tweeting everything.
I know. Trust me. I'm well aware.
Y'all got Bobby Fitzgerald up there, man.
Get your man. Get your man.
Come on. That's Fitz being Fitz. You know that. And I'm the homer.
We love you, fellas.
See you, boys.
Right, boys.
Keep killing it for the 916.
Yes, sir, man.
That's Butcher Boy. That's Joe Shasky. That's Bonta Hill right there. Man, they devoted a good 45 minutes to us. We will step out. We'll come back. We'll talk more Kings basketball. I do want to get into that conversation about De'Aaron Fox. Expect James Ham. I probably should have. I think James is coming in. I'm really not sure. But we got James Ham joining us at the top of the 3 o'clock hour as well. We'll get back to the phone lines if you want to get in. 916-909-1320. Stilo and KC here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320. And shout out to the roasters who are in here and the Warriors fans and everybody from 95.7. We appreciate you. Hope you hit the thumbs up before you go. And really hope you'll hang out a little bit longer.
Yeah, man. It's been a special time for the region. Huh? Oh, yeah. Go ahead. I'm good. You know who has the best?
You know what?
No. Oh, that was you. My bad. I thought that was me.
Oh, it doesn't.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Sure?
I'm good. Yeah, I got enough. Yeah, I'm good. I thought I unplugged mine. No wonder my computer's still on.
You sure you're charging up?
Yeah, I'm good.
I should get a connector.
I need Reese's charger. Reese got a supercharger. Like for phone, we be stealing his charger all the time.
I didn't have my computer plugged in before I left.
That thing will go from 10 to 85 in a heartbeat.
Appreciate you, TCG.
TCG, top dollar with the gold fleet.
J-Lo, we with you, bro. We hype too.
It's like 1 and 2 and 10 to the 6 and to the 7. I once was told that all dogs go to heaven.
Man, we can't be stopped now. It's bad boy for life. Gosh, and that's a good question, man. I'm not sure. I don't even know if that feature fully works yet. Maybe we'll mess around with it. I mean, we're gonna be at the arena. If anything presents itself, maybe. I can't lie. I follow this. I there might be some typos in there, but I follow that. There's this Hillman Files account on Instagram, and they show, it's mostly different world highlights, but every once in a while a Cosby one is in there. We sure we can't watch that show?
What?
It's a really good show, man.
We?
It was a clip.
I watched the.
It was a clip where
it's like,
what's the name, Mrs. Huxtable? What's her name?
Claire Huxtable.
Claire, yeah, was just going at one of the girls. It was hilarious. It was so good.
She would get
Mom,
on.
I'm sorry.
Probably Vanessa.
That's who it was. I couldn't remember her name. Vanessa.
Tempest
was so
Bledsoe.
good. Yeah.
I watched the Cosby Show. Like, I watch it.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I had a feeling we'd go long there. I checked when we were at 43 and still felt like things were rolling. So I knew we could get to 58. Let's see, we got Al. Is that Big Al or is that
that's
just Al? All right. All right.
That hadn't happened in a long time. I will say that. It just hadn't happened in a long time. I don't know when it's going to happen again, or if it's going. I don't know. But
see, do you listen with the windows up or down though?
Oh, up.
Yeah.
Up.
What you want me to pull up to the stoplight with that, Aaron?
Yeah, can't do that. Can't do that. Here comes the brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear. We weren't called a whack ass bad boy crew.
There's that.
Guess we made some steps here during the week. That was fun though, man. This really has been a fun week. We knew, and granted, look, I admit, a lot of it's our own fault. Because we know, like, I knew when I tweeted what Bob Fitzgerald said, I knew this is going to piss some people off. We all knew. You could see the reaction on the video. We knew the second Drape said something about the Lakers and the Celtics. Now, granted, we didn't know it would do this, but we knew that's going to get under people's skin. The stuff on the radio with Bonta and Butch, the stuff on the radio with Warriors fans has been a lot of fun. The stuff on social media, again, our fault. We knew what we were doing. Maybe not as fun. But this whole build to this series has been a lot of fun. We knew it would be We knew this would be a significantly more difficult work week than it would be if they were playing the New Orleans Pelicans. But it's been a lot more fun. I don't think 98 Rock is calling us in to talk about the Kings and the Pelicans. Right. We're certainly not on the morning roast, multiple times. I was on with our guys in Portland this morning. I don't think any of that is happening if it's the Kings and the Pelicans.
Right.
The level of excitement is just not there.
It's just not, you know what I mean? And I got love for, my guys on the morning roast, and it's been a blast having this experience with them.
There's still some things we need to fix, and we'll do that.
A lot of things we need to fix, especially all these tweets, man. I'm telling you, man, some of these Warrior fans, boy.
Well, we can't fix all Warrior fans.
Basketball,
we've got a relationship within the family we got to fix.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I don't know. We might just have separate Thanksgivings forever.
2 Christmases. One with Butch, one with Trista. 2 Christmases, 2 gifts.
We could change. They can change. We all can change. Hopefully.
What's that again?
Rocky.
Oh, that is Rocky. Trista Crick, by the way, on her way to Sacramento as we speak.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, 5. Yeah, as we speak, she's on her way to Sacramento. So she'll be with us all weekend. I'm not really sure what her plan is for working. I don't know if she's coming in on Monday, Tuesday. I don't exactly know what she's doing. Let's get to these phone lines, 916-909-1320. Let's start with Al. Al, what's happening?
I'm a Warrior fan, and I have a little love for the Kings down there.
Okay.
But, I really think if we can control our turnovers, I think maybe the Kings are in a little trouble. I love Sabonis, Fox, Keegan Murray. I really like him, but I really don't think you guys are going to handle the Warriors. I think we're going to have to get a gold beam down there.
Okay, calm down now.
Hold on. See, I know the cadence. I know the voice. This is Uncle Al right here. This is Uncle Al right here, man. You tapping in on D-Lo and KC. Uncle Al, what's going on?
Oh, not much, man. I just can't wait until tomorrow.
Now, how you going to come on here and talk about you going to light a beam for the Warriors?
Yeah, buddy, you guys going to have to get a gold beam, gold or blue.
Those don't exist, Uncle Al. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. It's all love, though, man. It's all love.
Wait a minute. You mean Uncle Al? Like this is your actual Uncle Al?
Yeah.
Why the hell do you have a family full of Warriors fans?
I mean, I don't know, man. I try to tell them. It's just at the end of the day, it's just gonna be me and Ryan, man. Me and Ryan gonna be the only ones, and that's okay. That's all right. My baby girl gonna know.
Who's Ryan with now?
Reese.
Well, I didn't already lost Reese. I didn't already lost him. He out there, talking about Curry this, Curry that. I didn't already lost him. Ryan, she's gonna be the one. She's gonna be with me, Uncle Al. She's gonna be a Kings fan.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
we appreciate you, Uncle Al. Uncle Al sound like he watching tomorrow's game with some brown liquor by his side. Oh, these damn Warriors fans in the Caraway family. Goodness gracious.
Like I said, it's just gonna be me and Ryan, man. It's gonna be me and Ryan. That's
Still
okay.
Standing.
That's
Still
all right.
strong.
We're gonna be doing our thing. Then they're gonna be the ones talking about what used to be.
Let's get our brother Pablo in here. 916-909-1320. Pablo, what's happening, baby?
Hey guys, way to represent. That was a fun interview.
It was a fun conversation, man. Fun conversation for sure.
I enjoyed that. You guys are good. Hey, well, I just want to put my bid in for what it's going to be as far as Kings versus Warriors. Before I mention that, though, you have to admit that we far exceeded expectations every step of the way. From the trade, from Sabonis Halliburton, far exceeded. Keegan Murray, far exceeded. Mike Brown, they're calling him a retread. He's coach of the year now.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Ms. Cater is like all G League. All the way. They said we wouldn't make the play-in, wouldn't make the with the playoffs. We got to not. They were saying, even we got to the 6th spot, it's not we're gonna drop. So with that in mind, since we far exceeded, and I only touched on just some of the things, but since we far exceeded everything, it's like we're a team of destiny. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it, and you can say that you heard it first from Pablo. That it's gonna be Kings in 4.
Okay. Kings and 4. I'm with it, Pablo. A question for you and everybody else. I think most fans, media people, most of us believe that the Kings, as Pablo was saying, exceeded expectations. Well, collectively, Mike, Keegan, whatever, but collectively.
Yeah.
Do you think they exceeded expectations to themselves?
No. I think they met expectations. Then I think as the season has gone along, they have changed their expectations and what they believe they can do and how they believe they can go about things. So I think they feel like they belong. This is where they should have been.
Yeah.
And they've changed what their expectations are. They're like, we're not just here. Like, we're about to do work. We expect to do work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they're ready to go.
Let's get Sean in here as Ham gets settled. James Ham joins us here. Let's get Sean. What's happening, baby?
Yo, my brothers from another mother, man. First of all, y'all deserve a damn Marconi for that last interview, man. That was an amazing conversation. Y'all bringing the flavor from the streets of the Bay all the way up here in Sacramento. I really appreciate y'all having Bonta and them on it.
Well, thanks to Bonta for doing that.
Right, and as much as we like to give them probably sound like Hollywood Hogan and Suge, look, Stevie Ray, Caraway, and Booker T. Barlin are in the building, man. Y'all held y'all on. I got to say, y'all got me so hyped for this series right now. And I just want to echo what Kenny was saying. All the Warrior analysts, all their fans ever talk about is everything they've done in the past, resting on their laurels. They don't want to admit that there's been a lot going on this season, all the way back in training camp, all the way through everything. I don't even know what Wiggins got going on, but all the way through what he got going on throughout the season, it's going to be a tough climb for these dudes to build that chemistry back up overnight. So Kings in 4, I'm streaking with TC. Light the beam.
Okay. I feel like all of these sweet predictions are getting a smidge bit carried away. Maybe we should. Look, I'm really happy everyone's confident, and I'm really, really happy everyone's excited. But like Kings in 4, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't see no sweep, man. I don't see no sweep. I can tell you.
I'm not against it. Just thinking maybe we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
I can't, like I say all the time, there's gonna be. We see it all the time in sports. Jesse mentioned it earlier, where you see these teams, and every step of the way, you just give them the benefit of the doubt. You say, nah, they're this and that, they're this and that. They're gonna figure it out. Can't count them out. Count them out. And then they get their ass beat in whatever playoffs it was. And then on Monday morning or whatever, we come on these shows like they tried to tell us who they were all year. They tried to tell us, and we wouldn't pay attention. I think that's more than in play for the Warriors. I don't think people talking about last year and what they did in the past. They're not. This team ain't that. Can they win the series? Yes, they can. This team ain't those teams. This group that they have is not those teams in the past.
We welcome in our 1320 Kings insider and creator of the beat, Kings Beat, James Ham here with us. Hammer, fresh from shoot around. Anything we need to be aware of from shoot around today? Shoot around because the game's tonight. Anything we need to be aware of from practice today?
No, not really. I mean, Harrison Barnes is fine. He's there.
Mike was pretty adamant about that yesterday.
Yeah, and then Harrison spoke to us today, and he said he's fine. He's ready to roll. I think there's a little bit of nervous energy with some of the guys who haven't been there before, but that's to be expected.
Like all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part.
I think so too. And I don't think the Kings are going to be baited into some of these discussions, even like what you guys are having or what we've had this week with our friends in the Bay Area. Like they're just not up for it. They're here to do a job, and they're very workmanlike and very businesslike. And Mike Brown, even I'm sure you guys played the clip. He started yelling. They're just trying to trick him, and he knows they want to beat him and all that stuff. It's fun. Like this is a good group, and it's also fun because there's so many ties with the Bay Area. So like for years, so many of us have gone down and covered the Warriors. So like there is a lot of camaraderie in the media world between the two sides. Like, I worked with NBC for 6.5 years, and, we got Monty Poole down there and all my friends down there, and we'll all be going back and forth here. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We'll come back. There's a lot we want to talk to James about. I do want to get back to that what if scenario with De'Aaron Fox that I don't think anyone is talking about. And it was cool to see Butch and Bonta bring that up. So we'll do that. We've still got so much Kings Warriors coverage ahead for you here on Sacramento Sports Leaders. Stilo and KC, brought to you by Sky River Casino on ESPN 1320. Yeah, we can take calls. I'm gonna,
Uncle Al and the yellow beam. I think they should just put like a fountain up there, a big yellow fountain, so everyone can light the stream. I don't know.
Light the stream. They ain't lighting the goddamn thing out here.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
It's. I even think the players. We'll talk about this. I even think they're like they just want to play. Like they just want to see how it's gonna go, and then just get to play in the way it is.
Yeah.
They tired of the talk. They tired of waiting around. They just want to play.
Oh, somebody asked me. Let's see. Hey James, where's the good ice cream at G1C? I got to be honest. There are amazing people behind me that go and get ice cream every game or a lot of games, and they bring me ice cream. And I don't know where they get it, but like because we're media or some of them are Kings employees, they get discounts on the ice cream. But it's wherever they make the milkshakes. I don't know.
I don't ever have any of this arena food. So I don't know. And it's not that I wouldn't. I just don't. Like, first of all, I don't really eat during games because I'm too nervous or locked in. So I never really eat during games. And I don't know. I just never have arena food. So I don't know where none of this stuff is.
Someone brings us a chocolate vanilla swirl, and it's in a bowl, and it's huge. It's enough for like, sometimes we'll take the top off of it and like send it back to Brendan. And then me and Sean each have a spoon and we each have a side and we sit there and we eat the ice cream. It's really good though. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's one of my things. I don't be all game, like all my teams, like Giants, Niners, definitely the Niners. I never eat during a Niners game.
Are you kidding? Have you been to their media?
Oh. Yeah, I can't eat. Most I can eat is popcorn. Because I'd be too, like, if it's something that's like maybe ice cream doesn't fit this bill, but if it's something that you need to eat warm, like if they got pizza, like I'm gonna just be sitting there looking and like so locked into the game, the pizza's gonna get cold. So I don't eat during games, man.
All right, so people
not games of teams that I like.
If people who are out there, if you ever get a chance to cover any sport as media, always choose football. Because you have to get there way early for a 1 o'clock game. You get there at like 10. They have breakfast. Then at noon, they roll out lunch, sandwiches, pizza, hot dogs. You get to halftime, like out come the chicken strips, more pizza, more hot dogs.
Yeah.
You get to the end of the game, they bring out more food. They bring out dessert. Like I've never like. They're going to be, I guess it's 1 day a week. So you just put it all into it.
49ers got bomb food. Like
it's nonstop. Yeah. You eat all day long.
49ers got some good food.
This is not a healthy lifestyle, just so everyone knows. It's not. Too much driving, too many stops at fast food in the middle of the night.
Yeah. No. Who's going down to go to or Doko this evening? Anybody in the chat going down there? Golden One Center, I guess.
I mean, seriously, someone couldn't have sat there and worked with the 6-man statue.
What is it? Dirty?
They didn't clean it?
They didn't clean it. It looks like hell. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Is it? They're really not cleaning it? That thing looked awful the last time I saw it.
Oh no, it looks horrible. Like, but
where's that? It was never shiny though.
I saw a picture of
at least I don't remember it being shiny.
The night that it was brought out, and like they put it out to like Scott Mocha's there and Mike Bibby's there. It looks phenomenal. Now, no. Not at all.
Kings are like, we'll clean it if we win the series.
I don't know.
Soren said, yeah, it does
Yeah.
look horrible. Oh,
Let me see.
oh, that does look rough. Okay.
That's what it's always looked.
And the commission, you asked. You heard of us, the murderous, most shady, been on the low lately. The feds hate me. Take it, James.
I don't know this verse. No more rhymes now. I mean it. Anybody want a peanut?
Oh, very good. Very good. Ham bars. Ham bars
Bride,
here on
come
the eve of the playoffs.
The
Anybody
Princess
want a
Bride,
peanut?
people.
Anybody want a peanut?
He dropped the Andre the Giant
I
line.
did. I dropped Andre the Giant line.
I love it. I
No more
absolutely
rhymes
love
now.
it.
I mean it.
916-909-1320. Let's get back to the phone lines, man. Is to paraphrase the great Mark Jones, the microphone is yours.
Yeah.
Buddha, what's on your mind, baby?
What's up, family? How y'all doing today, man?
What's good, Buddha? How you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm doing amazing. Kings about to play playoff basketball.
Mm-hmm.
We all been waiting to see that. So, hey, you gotta be doing amazing right now if you're a Kings fan right now.
Buddha, you from New Orleans?
Nah, I'm from Delaware.
Damn, that don't sound like a Delaware accent at all.
No, look. You know what he does? You know what it does sound like? Buddha, tell me if I'm wrong. It does sound a little like Philly.
Yeah, I am near Philly. Yeah, I mean, we say John a lot. Yeah,
That's what I was trying to figure out. Sound like Philly.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's on your mind,
for
baby?
sure. And I see in the comment people keep spelling it wrong. It's D-O-O-D-A. Please spell it right. D-O-O-D-A. All right.
What's going on, Big Dog? What you thinking, man? So you ready for the playoffs, man? How you see this gonna go?
Man, I'm trying to see what's up with Kings and Fool. We at like
y'all gotta
6,
stop.
7. Like, what's up with Fool?
Look, man, the Warriors are a good basketball team, man. I don't think they're. Hey, if the Kings, good for the Kings if they beat the Warriors 4 times. Hey, speak it into existence. I'm all for it. Speak it into existence.
If they
Kings and
win
4.
4, y'all couldn't tell me nothing.
If Kings win in 4, I'll drop a whole damn album.
We got a Buddha from Delaware. That's all. I'm stuck right there.
We got Buddha from Delaware. Yeah.
That needs to be his call line.
I'm with it.
Let's go, baby.
Buddha from Delaware.
Come on, man.
That's what's up. Let's get Cam in here. 916-909-1320. What's up, Cam?
Hey, what's up, D-Lo? What's up, KC?
What's up, man?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, we got you.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool, man. I'm a huge fan. I watch you guys every day. I just wanted to say, I don't think we can lose this series, man. I think we take them in 6 games max. I mean, we got Fox and Sabonis, and then we got arguably the best 6th man of the year. We got the best coach of the year and the best rookie of the year. And we got a great depth on our bench. I don't think it's possible, man.
I'm with it. I do think, James, curious your thoughts on this. Hang tight, Rico. We'll get to you in just a heartbeat. I do think the Warriors have some pretty good depth on their team, especially when you got a guy like Jordan Poole coming off the bench. Now we know Andrew Wiggins is coming off the bench. Like, those are 2 starter quality players coming off the bench for the Warriors.
Yeah, but Wiggins is a starter who's coming off the bench. DiVincenzo is a bench player that's starting. So, like, that's
fine.
That's what's happening. Like that'd be like if the Kings started Trey Lyles and brought Harrison Barnes.
KZ Okpala.
Yeah, and was like, well, the depth is crazy because we got Harrison Barnes coming off the bench. Well, no, he's really supposed to be starting. Same thing with Wiggins. He's really supposed to be starting. It's just circumstantial that he's
not. Even if Dante DiVincenzo was coming off the bench, I still think that's a quality player to have on your bench.
It's solid. It's good. I think the benches are.
So I think my point still stands that their bench is good. They have depth. I think the Warriors have depth.
Yeah.
I think their depth is like the problem they have though is a lot of their depth is coming off injury. So if you're looking at Wiggins, they need Wiggins to be 17 points and lockdown defender Wiggins. They can't have him be like a guy who's trying to figure out, how to get back in shape Wiggins. Same thing with Gary Payton. Like I really like him, but the players that I've seen so far, he's not that player he was last year at all. And last year he's like a discovery. Like all of a sudden they find him out of nowhere and he's great. And then, Kuminga's all over the board. The problem, and he's going to play, but it's whether or not like he's impactful from one game to the next. So they'll probably go 9 deep, and that will probably be between Jordan Poole, GP2, and then Kuminga and
Wiggins.
That's going to be their group, and it's solid. But after that, I think the problem that you have is that who's going to defend Sabonis if Kevin Looney gets in trouble?
That's what it is.
Yeah, and if Draymond gets in foul trouble, who's going to defend Sabonis? It's always going to come down to that. And who's going to defend Fox? That's still a big question. Like, for as much as everyone says, "Oh, who's going to defend Steph Curry?"
I assume it's Dante to start, right?
Probably, yeah, to start. I mean, they'll try to get Wiggins on them when he gets healthy. GP2 will take his turn, but I think he might have been talking. I think you heard him say this before. I talked about it yesterday. Didn't Fox say something about you can't fluster me or get me off of my game with a guy the same size as me or smaller? That's not what gives me problems.
Yeah,
what gives me problems is a guy that has length aside, like we say with Jaden McDaniels and guys like that. And even Wiggins, in theory, might give him a problem, even though every time I saw him against Wiggins, it was not a problem.
Wiggins isn't quick enough.
Like it was not a problem whenever he went up against Wiggins. But if you talk about, all right, GP2 is guarding De'Aaron Fox, maybe it's just my thinking. Maybe he didn't say, maybe it's just my thinking, but I know from playing, like, with a dynamic scorer, same size guys, that's not what gives problems. Like GP2 6'2", De'Aaron Fox 6'3". So I don't think he's gonna have much of a problem with GP2.
He's super physical, GP2, and so if Fox can get him in foul trouble, or at least take him, like have him be ineffective, I don't know who stops Fox on that team. And I mean, it's clearly not Jordan Poole, Steph Curry. Klay Thompson is not fast enough to keep up with Fox at this point. I think that there are matchup problems. There are matchup problems both ways. I think there might even be more matchup problems for the Kings. And we talk as far as like for the Warriors. The Warriors are they have some issues that they're gonna have to deal with. With Golden State, it's all Steph all the time. And then if you even give Klay a moment, he's gonna drop a 3 on you. They're the leader in assists in the NBA. They're a great passing team. They get out and run. They do all these things. But look, I think that people are overlooking how good the Kings offense is. And that's what's going to be really entertaining in this series is the chess game between the coaching staffs. And like, there's a possibility they don't have the players to slow the Kings. And there's a possibility the Kings don't have players to slow Steph. I mean, we saw Steph go off for 47 one game. Like, the Kings don't have a natural answer for him. It's not Davion, in my opinion, because I've never been impressed with Davion as a guy chasing somebody. That's not where he's really good locked down when a guy's got the ball in front of him. So, and I think he'll do just perfectly fine on Jordan Poole. But how are you going to stop Steph? And I think we'll see Kessler Edwards. I think we'll see Keegan Murray. They're going to try length on Steph. Yeah, they're going to try length on him. Look, how many times have they put Keegan Murray on somebody to start a game that you're like, why is Keegan Murray starting on Luka? Why is Keegan Murray starting? Like, he starts on everybody. And it's also because if you get a couple of early fouls on him, you can move him to a different position where no one's going to really pay any attention to him. But the Kings have 5 starters you have to defend the whole time. You're not leaving Keegan Murray open in the corner. You're not leaving Kevin Huerter. You're not leaving Harrison Barnes. You're not leaving De'Aaron Fox or Domantas Sabonis. You get to the starting lineup for the Warriors, you can leave Draymond Green. I mean, you can't leave him unattended under the basket, but you can also leave Looney. Like, you can go and do these, try other things away from them and see if you can slow down what's happening.
916-909-1320. Let's get to our brother Rico. Rico, we appreciate you holding. What's on your mind, man?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What up, Rico?
Hey, so real quick, for one, man, Butchie was getting hypey on the thing, man. He checked that at Leo's last exit. You feel me? But anyways, I'm confident. I mean, I know we can fit all these Warriors talking, but I ain't even paying attention to it.
Yeah.
But I just remember 1999 when we were the 8th seed going against number 1 Jazz. We had no chance, and we took them to the 5th final game. And, and that's when we started our little run that we had. But I hit my a couple of my partners up with this question that are Kings fans, and I asked them if they could tell me the starting lineup for that game, and can none of them do it. They got 4 of them, but they always forget that one dude.
For the Kings game?
Yeah, our starting lineup for 1999 against the Jazz.
Off the top of my head, was it Jay Will, Nick Anderson, Corliss, Weber, and Vlade?
No, it was Tariq Abdul-Wahed, I think.
In 98, 99? Wow.
Yeah, Tyreek. That's the one that everyone kept getting wrong.
Yeah.
There you go, Rico. Right on,
that's
Rico.
good stuff. That's
Good
good
call
stuff.
right there. 916-909-1320. Chi-Town. What's happening, baby?
What's happening, fellas? It's Friday. You want some of this, old man? So that's how I feel about the King. I feel that about anybody playing the Kings right now. That even though we ain't getting no recognition, I'm listening to Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Max this morning. They just talking Lakers and Kevin Durant.
That's what they do.
All of them. And I'm like, okay, hopefully we could shock the NBA world, man, and get through this series. It's gonna definitely be a fun and exciting series. I'm gonna be down in Old Sac. I made some little custom buttons with like the theme and Sacramento. So I'll be in Old Sac with my little bucket. And, yeah, man, go Kings, man. Oh, and if y'all know anybody selling some food stamps, hit me in my DM.
Okay, man.
I don't know.
All right, Chi-Town.
I don't know what you want me to do with that, Chi-Town.
Chicago, calm down.
I don't know what you want me to do with that, Chi-Town.
What just happened?
You want a peanut?
Hey, how many Kings? I ain't even gonna ask that question. When was the last time you think Keyshawn Johnson watched a Kings game?
2002?
Tomorrow.
2003?
Tomorrow is the answer.
Yeah.
That's the last
Keyshawn
time.
Johnson gonna give his take on the Kings. Bro, you ain't watched the Kings game in 20 years.
But he won't. He'll give his take on the Warriors. And that's what we talked about. No matter what happens over the course, getting called Kings winning 4. They ain't talking about the Kings. They're talking about the Warriors. They're talking about Bob Myers. They're talking about Draymond Green. They're talking about the end of a dynasty. They ain't talking about De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox averaged 50. Man, that Warriors defense, that's what they'll be talking about. They're not going to talk about Sacramento.
Don't matter.
I don't know what it'll take. I can see that. I can see it having to go to the Western Conference Finals before the Sacramento Kings get more than 2 minutes of conversation.
Okay, so we did this early in the season. If you're looking at this series, who is your third leading scorer? We talked about this early in the season about like who we thought it would be, and everyone had a different choice, whether it's Malik Monk or Kevin Huerter or Harrison Barnes.
The third leading scorer from the Kings?
Yeah, who's going to be the Sacramento Kings' third leading scorer in the series?
I'm going to be consistent since I said Malik is going to kill the Warriors. I'm going to say Malik Monk. It could be Kevin Huerter.
I was going to go Kevin Huerter.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you
do you have an opinion?
Yeah, I'm probably going to go Harrison Barnes.
Okay, like how much?
No, I think they'll all average. They'll all average their around.
I don't like the way you said that for the record.
I'm saying I only say that because if Harrison, I think Harrison will have to score a lot. I think he'd have to be like around 18 points a game.
You think everyone gets 18? You get 18 and you get 18. I'm going to score 18. I don't know.
There you go.
Like what is
this?
That'd be awesome.
Final score is going to be like 200 to 205.
It's not inconceivable. It's not inconceivable.
All they need is one more overtime.
No,
3 overtimes, they'll get to 200. I don't say that. No, I would love that for Harrison because they talk so bad about Harrison in the Bay Area. They talk so bad about him. And if he were able to knock them out of the playoffs and get that, I would love that for Harrison Barnes. But
there was a moment of that today. Like he was asked about
what happened. What
the basically the team that left you behind. Is there any like extra? I think Deuce asked it, and he just smiled. No, it's just a playoff series.
Do you believe him?
Absolutely not.
No, he's a competitor and he's very professional and wants to say the right thing in that moment. But like, that's who's that guy that like left the Beatles and was a drummer before Ringo Starr? Like, that's who basically Harrison Barnes is. Like, you're that guy who didn't get to go play for greatness and everyone else did. So yeah, I would, he's got one championship and he lost to another finals, and a lot of people just flat out blamed him for losing to the Cavs. Like,
it's because they refused to admit that the Cavs were better than them.
Yeah, heaven forbid that he's the guy that got stuck defending LeBron James, the best player in the NBA. Like
people really love to forget the score of that game was like 90 to 87 or something like that.
87, something like, or
and
it was like 93.
Oh yeah, he one more. He had to hit the free throw. But everyone I recognize this because this was me when I played. You see Clay. There's one shot that just really stands out in that fourth quarter where Clay, I don't even think it's a three, but you kind of hit that motion where you shoot it and you're like praying to God.
Yeah, you get the extra little
you're praying it goes in because everyone in that moment was tense. They were tight. And shots weren't falling for no one. Like everyone was going scoreless. But to blame the series on Harrison Barnes is wild. You hit 2 of those shots. You've won the series. You're the champions. There's no jokes about you. You've done it. You didn't. Kyrie did, and you lost. And 10 years later, you can't get over it. Well, 7. You can't get over it.
Can't get over it. And like you said, blaming Harrison Barnes for that. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Tough.
It's uncomfortable. I think Harrison, I agree with you, Ham.
He wasn't good in the series, and that's fine. No. But there's plenty of reasons that you lost.
And he was
series.
23. I mean, he was just a kid. Like he didn't.
There was a lot of people who didn't handle their business in that to close out that series. A lot of people. Yeah. But Harrison catches it. I would look, James, if Harrison is the 3rd leading scorer at 18 points per game, Kings probably win.
All right. I think they're all going to take turns.
Really feels like low-key shade.
What?
On Harrison?
No, because it's not that.
Are you saying the 3rd leading scorer can't score 18?
No, because I don't think Harrison's going to score 18. I'm penciling him in for like 12 to 13.
Okay.
But I'm looking at Malik at like 17. I'm looking at Herter at like 15. So if you have those guys still doing that and Harrison's getting 18,
yeah, okay,
it's over.
I got you.
It's over.
All right.
I got you. I'll say something too real quick. I know I want to get to De'Aaron Fox, but what do you think about Draymond Green, Ham? Because Kenny will happily tell you on multiple radio stations how he feels about Draymond Green.
I hate the antics. I always have, and I'll even tell you in this series, like we were talking about it, like he's gonna sneak in and catch an elbow in the face from Sabonis at least once or twice. And put Sabonis at risk, like for a flagrant foul or a technical or an injection, because that's who he is. Like he doesn't mind going in there and putting his face in harm's way. We all know how Domas can bring the ball up and can catch somebody.
Yep.
Like we're gonna see that. We're gonna see. Like I know he talks about the mind games and stuff and all that. Like people always say, "Oh, he's in your head." The Kings aren't a bunch of guys who you can get in their head. They're not that guy. They're not maybe Monk is a guy who's going to sit there and go back and forth and go crazy with you. But like, if you think you're going to bug Keegan Murray on the perimeter, sure, maybe he misses some shots. But if you don't defend Keegan Murray, if that's the matchup, if Draymond Green doesn't get out and defend his guy, he's going to get torched. I mean, he's a lethal shooter from the outside. So I hate watching players yell at the officials the whole game. I hate it. I hate it when DeMarcus Cousins did it. It was annoying then. It's horrible to watch Luka. It's horrible to watch these guys who sit there and demand that the game gets called something different for them than anyone else. And that's what I see from him too often. And look, on the offensive end, he's a liability for them. And sure, he's helped this whole process, but we're talking about a guy who, can't consistently hit a 3-point shot, who doesn't do some of the things that, if he would have shown that throughout his career and he would have continued to improve in some of those aspects, is he in the Hall of Fame? Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. He's part of the crew. He's the 3rd guy in the Hall of Fame from their group. And then
he was along for the ride. That's how he got in there. And he helped out with a couple group projects.
But he's a great defender.
He helped out with some group projects. He played his little role.
He's better than you give him credit for.
He played his role.
Well, he did play his role, but his role fit perfectly with this team.
Like always, we break it down all the time.
Yeah,
you replace him with somebody else.
No, I heard you. I heard you.
They're still getting the A on the project.
I don't know that that's true.
Yeah,
Al Horford.
True. We did this already. I said no.
You said they don't win with Al Horford,
I don't think they
KD,
do.
Steph, and
KD?
that's what I'm
Yes.
talking
Oh,
about.
yeah, with KD.
Yeah.
Well, you
That's
can
what I'm
remove
talking about.
Draymond Green and not fill that thing with anybody, and it's Kevin Durant.
But
Like,
that's
yeah,
what
that's
I
gonna
always
win.
say.
But that's not.
We can only talk about the championships they won and the people who were on those rosters. Last
They
year,
win
he
in
got benched.
2005 without him.
2015.
Or, yeah, 2005, Penny. Do they win in 2005 without him? Yes, 2015.
Probably not.
The
Okay.
Probably
2000
not. But I didn't think they were going to win anyway until Kyrie's kneecap went a different way, and Kevin Love.
Well, don't
did
bring
that
that up. Warriors fans don't like bringing that up. They'll tell you everything that went wrong in 2016,
for sure.
but don't bring up the fact that you played LeBron and LeBron only in 2015.
For sure. You know that.
Yeah.
I think Draymond does a lot. I think Draymond can still be impactful in a game, especially on the defensive end. I think Draymond, whether we like it or not, and whether this version of the Warriors will be fully engaged with them, I still think he's very vocal on the defensive end and can help them in that regard, especially against this team that's going to be moving around a lot. If Draymond is just a traffic cop while guarding someone, that could serve as a benefit for him.
And here's the deal. This is what I talked about in the week, and I've been talking about he can't be a traffic cop. He can't. Ain't no Tony Allen out there. Ain't no
okay.
PJ Tucker out there. You a traffic cop, and you leave King Murray.
But I don't
there?
mean but I don't mean being like a free safety. I don't mean be like roaming where we regularly see him like just kind of moving from spot to spot. I don't mean like that. I mean when he's on the side of a floor, I think he's going to be calling out everything that's happening. He's going to be telling guys where to go. Now that could wind up biting him in the ass if someone gets past him, because again, this is an offense that doesn't stop. But it's something that I think he does very well. So even if his skills, even if his physical skills are diminished, I don't think his mental skills are.
No,
I think the
absolutely
bigger
not.
question is, and I think this is a completely fair question, is whether the team still responds to that stuff, which is why I've asked everyone who's covered this team, do they still listen to that dude? Do they still pay attention to him? Like when who was it? Who Herb Jones? Who laughed at him? Who's like, you're getting thrown out? It was Herb Jones?
Yeah, it was Herb.
When Steph Curry was like, all right, this dude's doing his thing again. And Draymond's doing his thing. And Herb Jones said, you're getting subbed out. Hey! He goes and he starts yelling at Steve Kerr. Like, at what point is nobody listening to him anymore? That's the stuff that I wonder. Like, he could be vocal. He could know everything that's going on. He could be communicating. But because he does that stuff all the time, I wonder how many guys just like, God, man, shut up.
I think he damaged his reputation with them this season.
Sure.
With the Jordan Poole situation. Like he did do some pretty solid damage, and whether he's recovered from that or not, I don't know. But I will tell you, like you got a dude who's going out and doing a podcast all the time and making you have to basically cover for what he's saying. So it's not like to your point, it's not like if this is a 120 to 125 battle that Draymond is going to score more than 8 points. He's not. So who is going to come up with the other 112 points? So he does a lot of the lip service, and then his teammates are the ones that have to come up and pay for what he's saying. And he does it all the time. And so it's fun for him to roast the Kings and trash them in December. Well, now you're in a playoff series with him, and they were a better team than your team the entire year. We can talk about injuries. We can talk about games missed. We can all these things. It doesn't matter. They were a better team than your team the entire. It's why they're the 3 seed and you are the 6 seed. And we, again, people are, they only won 4 more games than the Warriors. Yeah, because they didn't have to win any games in the last 7. So yeah, they won. The Warriors had to win to hold on to 6 to avoid the play-in. So sure, they only won 4 less games. The Kings easily could have won 51 games. They didn't need to. And the Warriors should know that more than anyone. They're the team that went out and won 73 and lost a championship, and the next year go, we're not doing that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to rest guys. We're going to do what we have to do to make sure that we're ready for the playoffs. We're not going to keep winning.
We'll come back. I want to talk about De'Aaron Fox and that what if we threw out earlier. I want to get James' thoughts on that. Phone lines will remain open for you the rest of the show, by the way. 916-909-1320. Plenty more Kings Warriors coverage as we continue here on D-Lo and KC, brought to you by Sky River Casino. Get in on the action. Sky River Casino is the place to play with over 2,000 of the newest slot machines and over 80 table games. Sky's the limit. If you're 21 and over at Sky River Casino, we're back with more here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320. This is the fastest show, I think, in history.
It's moving. There goes Veggie Delight.
Oh, Veggie Delight is in here.
KC's hate on Draymond is personal. I don't even know the man. How's it personal?
Draymond told Casey he didn't deserve those championship rings he got.
How is it personal? If Veggie Delight, I want you to answer me a question. If Draymond got traded for Al Horford, and Al Horford was on the team with Clay, Steph, and KD, do you think that's a championship team? Just tell me if you think they are or not. That's all it is.
I just think using the KD one isn't fair, though.
Why is it not fair?
Because it could have been me, like Kevin Durant. We were going to lose with KD, Steph, and Clay.
He touts them four.
You're right.
The two.
He does. No,
so
he does.
we're gonna talk. If he's gonna tout them, let's talk about them.
I think we're dangerously close to the situation that like DeMarcus Cousins is with the NBA.
That's kind of funny, Sydney.
You know,
what
like
do you mean?
So with DeMarcus, like his talent was up here, and the level of like how much negativity he brought was up here as well. Well, the talent started to decrease, but the negativity never did. The negativity stayed at 100, and the talent started to slowly go down from 110 to 100 to 80 to, and so there's a breaking point, a tipping point where you're like, it ain't worth it no more. I'm not dealing with the anger and the crap we have to deal with for the talent that's now down to here. And I think that's where Draymond is coming dangerously close with this franchise. Like they've put up with it a lot for years and years and years. And you put up with it because you were winning and because he was a valuable member of the winning, and that he was a defensive guy. And like he brought this toughness and moxie that maybe some of their other players didn't have. Well, at the same time, he also brought this other stuff. And now that other stuff is still at a 10. And in his case, it might have even climbed up a bit. Like, because it feels like he's just gotten more and more noisy, especially off the court. And so there comes a point where you're like, okay, like we hit a tipping point where we're not going to do this anymore.
Uncle Looney, I know you don't watch hoop because you're a Warriors fan. I know you don't watch basketball, but you talking about Horford helped Boston for one game. Al Horford played before, like we're looking at the tail end of Horford's career. Horford played in Atlanta, and
he still
this is the tail end of his career. So I know Uncle Loon, just like the rest of the Warriors fans, y'all don't watch the rest of the league. Y'all told me that personally. So I mean,
all of you.
there is a different Al Horford than the Boston game one. And where are the other people? I just from the land of Hella, you're not answering the question. Simple as that. I need all y'all to answer the question and tell me that Al Horford, once again, Rob Bay, once again, isn't answering the question. Tell me so I can know for sure you don't know what the hell you're talking about when it comes to hoop. That a team with Al Horford, prime Clay, prime Steph, and prime KD is not winning a championship. Please just sit up here and answer the question and tell me no, they're not winning, so I can know I'll never have a basketball conversation with you again. Please.
Is Horford a Hall of Famer?
He's really, really close.
I don't know.
Because he's
what if he gets a ring this year?
He's just good. Like he's just good. Like he's never not been good. That's what he is.
Okay, so I'll tell you, I think the fact that he won 2 championships at Florida, right? He's part of the group with what's his name? Former Sacramento Joe Kim, but also
and, Brewer.
Corey Brewer. Yeah. He
We were discussing Al Horford's Hall of Fame credentials during the commercial break.
I think no. Like looking at his numbers,
I don't think he is.
13.4, 8.1.
He's really close. He's just good. And like I
Yeah.
I know the Hall of Fame, I'm not going to disparage anybody. The Hall of Fame is supposed to be the best of the best, the greatest of the I'm not 100% sure that's what it is anymore. Like Al Horford, I mean, he's great. He's a great ambassador. Don't forget, you just said this. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame. He's got 2 titles at Florida.
Yeah.
That's
No, he's a winner.
that's gonna play a factor in this. I don't know if he has any gold medals, but like and I'm not making a case for him to make it or not make it. I'm just saying I think he's going to be really, really close. And he's one of those guys who's so respected, he just might.
He's from Dominican Republic, so I don't think he has any gold
So
medals.
no gold medals for Al Horford.
The island of Hispaniola.
916-909-1320. If you want to get in on the phone lines. I had posed this question. Let's get to Rob first before we get to that. Again, 916-909-1320. What's happening, Rob?
How's it going, guys?
We're good, brother. We're
What's
good.
up, Rob?
Having a good day. Another great day. Beautiful day in Sacramento. No complaints. And Kings basketball is tomorrow. So
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
every day we get closer, it gets better for me. I just listened to you guys talking about the potential of Draymond being a Hall of Famer. I mean, I'm a nobody when it comes to that, as far as like voting and everything. And it's just an opinion. And I mean, you guys are 3 people. I respect all of your opinions. It's almost like take a poll between the 3 of you. Do you think Draymond will get in? And then, on top of that, what about Andre Iguodala? If Draymond gets in, how does Iggy not maybe get in, right? And then is that a team that compares to that 86 Celtics championship team with 5 Hall of Famers and 6 top 75? Is that a whole, another conversation? You guys just got me thinking on it. I just wanted to say, hey,
Rob, I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna disparage nobody's career. I'm just gonna say I think Draymond gets in. I'm gonna say I don't think Iggy gets in.
I don't think Iggy gets in either.
I don't either.
But that's a fascinating one to think about. Thinking about Andre Iguodala, because Andre Iguodala had a life before Golden State. Like he was a good ball player. Draymond,
he'll get in.
Yeah, but
he'll make the Hall
I think.
of Fame.
I mean,
yeah, but Ron Harper isn't in the Hall of Fame. Rick Fox isn't in the Hall of Fame. Like those are
But who are you comparing to compared to who?
Iguodala.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to Iguodala. So like I think that's the level of player. I mean, you can look at Big Shot Bob, Robert Horry. That dude, it was either him or Steve Kerr in like 12 out of 13 straight NBA finals. Like one of those 2 was in the finals. Like that guy was in San Antonio. He was in the Lakers, like the Rockets. He's everywhere where winning happens. And so I appreciate what Iguodala has done, and he does have like he won the finals MVP the one year, but still, like I don't think body of work it's not even remotely close. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. That's just my opinion.
I don't think he is. I know I say this regularly. Basketball people who I trust, and the basketball person I trust the most is just can't sing Draymond Green's praises enough.
He does a lot of good things out there. He's a good ball player.
And that same person told me that he played in the Olympics to strengthen his Hall of Fame candidacy.
Oh, it's been 100% a strategic situation.
And there's nothing wrong with that until I saw a tweet go out. I was like, oh my God, this is a PR machine working for Draymond Green.
Draymond Green got attached to the right people and talks to the right people and has the right people talking for him. Absolutely. He's a good ball player.
He is. He's arguably one of the more unique basketball players, I think, in recent memory, in that he's very good. He adds a lot to his team, but he's very unique in the way that he improves them. And he's also very loud, which turns a lot of people off.
44-70 without Steph Curry in his career. 44-70 is the record Draymond has without Steph Curry.
Yeah, but how many of those games were without Clay as well?
Okay, now Clay too. He's supposed to be that dude. And makes everybody else better. You make everybody else better. 44-70 without Steph.
Maybe he made Zaza Pachulia better rather than Steph Curry.
Yeah.
maybe. Hey, there's levels to this, Kenny. There's levels. To
There
who
are levels.
He made better. Speaking of getting better, it's been, over the last few seasons, the one that just really stands out, going back to the bubble, where Donovan Mitchell really just kind of had an explosive postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal Murray, same thing. I'd argue that was Jamal Murray's coming out party. Just had a really, I think those two had 50 in the same game, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Just incredible postseasons. We saw what Ja Morant did in his first postseason, and we used to, as Kings fans and media people, we used to beg, like, you guys aren't seeing De'Aaron Fox. Like, De'Aaron Fox desperately needs that stage. He needs that playoff stage to show everyone how truly great he is. I just named 3 players he's often compared to, who all grew by leaps and bounds in postseason appearances. Through all of these what ifs about the Warriors, these what ifs about the Kings, these what ifs about this series, I haven't heard one person ask the question, what if De'Aaron takes that step some of his contemporaries took? What if, like, we saw Ja, and I don't remember the exact number, but I think we saw Ja elevate his scoring average by like 6 or 7 points in that playoff run.
In that Jazz series, yeah.
No one's asked, what if De'Aaron Fox takes that same jump that Ja Morant took, that Donovan Mitchell took, that Jamal Murray took, that all of these guys we compare him against? What if he takes that leap in this series against Golden State? Because it's possible.
Well, I mean,
we've begged for this stage for him for years, and now he has it.
I think the biggest thing, I hate being such a downer when I say this, he could do that and they could still lose a series.
He could, yeah, sure.
Yeah, like I expect him to be excellent in this series because I don't think they have anyone that can stop him, and he's going to have to extend himself on the defensive end so far that he's uncomfortable, and he's going to have to play out of his mind. But that's what this is about.
But I'll piggyback off that and say, sure, it's absolutely possible. I don't think it happens though, because if De'Aaron elevates this postseason and they lose, that means someone, almost certainly Domantas Sabonis, was bad, and I don't think Domantas Sabonis has been bad in a Kings uniform.
Yeah, but there's a world where Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox can be really good, and you can still lose a series. They've been really good all season. There have been plenty of games this season where they've been excellent and still lost a game. So, it's not all the time, but this is a great team. This is a Warriors team that won the championship last year, and they're different. I totally agree, but that doesn't mean that they'll be different tomorrow. They've proven it so many times that when it's time to go, when it's time to play, they know how to find a new level, a new, that other teams can't find. And the other thing about them, they're so incredibly unique. There's so many things that they do that no one else does, whether it's a pace of play or the way that they get open or where they shoot shots from. There's so many things that are hard to game plan against when you're playing the Warriors. And, especially even as a defensive unit, they switch weird. They do all kinds of weird things that people just aren't used to, that other teams don't do. There's no way to emulate what they do because no one else has Steph and Clay. Even like the Portland Trailblazers with CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard, they could never emulate what the Warriors do because they're missing some other ingredient besides those two. And they still, even as good as they were, they're still not as good as Steph and Clay. And so I don't know, this should be a great series. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know who's going to win this series, but it's going to be fun.
Well, I do think that's a great point that you bring up, Dame, about, you can take this whole thing to another level, that we haven't even seen before. And what does that do for his status in the league? What does that do for him moving forward? We see all the time, and we see it with Ja Morant. I think it had a lot to do with his performance in the playoffs, elevated him to the point where he felt like he was Teflon the next year. and I'm just talking about on the basketball court, not in real life. But he felt like he couldn't be stopped. And De'Aaron already has some of that in him. But if he were to go out and show and prove against the defending world champs and, have a series where he averaged 30 points a game or something like that, that type of momentum could move into what he's able to do moving forward in his career into next season. So it could have huge implications, the way he performs in this series.
Yeah, I think it could be a launching pad for him for sure. Also, you can change the way that people around the league think of you. Like, we shouldn't just automatically think that Donovan Mitchell is a better player than De'Aaron Fox. And I would say 90-something% of NBA fans believe that. Let's see what he does on this stage. Like, prove that this is who you are and where you're going, and that you can do this multiple times. But like, they're in the same draft. One of them was a 5th pick. One was the 12th or 13th pick. Like, Donovan's Mitchell's
really good, though.
He is.
I'd argue like Donovan. I don't think it's a stretch to say Donovan might be coming off his best season ever.
Oh yeah, I think so. I don't know what the numbers look like, but this year I think it's his best season.
Remember him last year with the Jazz, though, where in crunch time in the playoffs, it was just like it was over. Like,
I think he wanted it to be.
He was stuck with this.
Yeah, but
with this guy that's just
like, let's get this
losing ball player.
It's what he's strange. He looked like what Anthony Edwards looked like the other night. We'll see what Ant-Man looks like tonight.
Yeah.
Does this series, you're listening, by the way, to D-Lo and KC on KIFM West Sacramento, 98.5 FM, KRX, QHD2 Sacramento, ESPN 1320. Always live on the free Odyssey app. You can watch the show in its visual form, twitch.tv/ESPN 1320, youtube.com/ESPN 1320. We welcome everyone watching, listening. We welcome all the Warrior fans from the Bay Area who are tapping in for a team preview, for a series preview. We appreciate you for being here. We appreciate our 1320 Kings insider, James Ham, as well. Does this series simply boil down, and I think you two will know what I mean by this, does this series just simply boil down to Steph Curry? Like, if Steph Curry is bad, and I don't even know what that means for Steph, but if Steph isn't, 25 to 20 24 to 28 or 24 plus. Can the Warriors win this series?
They probably can't, but it doesn't boil down to Steph Curry for me.
No,
it boils down to what Clay, Wiggins, and Jordan Poole do. I mentioned that game earlier in the season, and I know it's early in the season and we can't take a whole lot of it, but that's like what we're looking at.
The 47-point game.
Yeah, if he has 47 and Wiggins, I think, had 25 or something like that, and they don't get nothing from nobody else, yeah, they'll win a game or two. They're not winning 4 games like that. Those others have to have a really good season. I think we talked about it yesterday, and this is going to be interesting because people just think, hey, he's back to playing. He ain't even playing with no minutes restriction, possibly. But he's back to playing. Wiggins is out there. Everything's great. Wiggins has to be great this series.
Second best player?
He has to be. Yes. He has to be great for them to win this series. And we'll see if he can get to that. He's a hell of a ball player. We know the talent that he has, but he's just going to come off the street and play in the NBA playoffs and be great. Klay Thompson can't disappear. Like these, I don't expect him to, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think that's what's so intriguing about this series, because once you get past the Steph issue, like how do you defend Steph? I don't see a lot of other issues. Like if Wiggins is healthy, then yes. And if Wiggins hadn't missed 25 games, then yes, their defense should be better. If they would have got signed Gary Payton in the offseason and not traded for him mid-season when he had a torn abductor muscle, sure. I think that this team could show us that they were on a path to ramping up for the finals like always.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what this team has been. So I don't know what Warriors team we're going to get, because you don't just play an entire 82 game season and be mediocre and then hit the playoffs, get 2 players back somewhat healthy, maybe not, that haven't been there forever, and just think that everything's going to click and be perfect and you'll be fine. It's just not the same team that it has been, but they can still beat you. And so it's like this really weird dynamic, but again, like if Wiggins isn't a problem for the Kings, I agree. You're right. Like, because I don't think Jordan Poole is really a problem for the Kings. Like, not
I
like
think
he
Jordan
is for
Poole's
the.
going to play well. I think he'll play well. I don't know.
I think
he'll
anyone who
dominate.
can shoot is a problem for the Kings.
I think Jordan Poole will play well.
Yeah, but like he's a one-on-one player. He likes to dribble. If you put Davion Mitchell on him, I think you're going to be okay. Like there are matchup problems in the league that it's just like when I look at the Sacramento Kings, I think that Malik Monk has meant a lot to the team, right? I think he totally has. He, like, some people think he's the most important player on this Kings roster. There are like, I don't know if there's any time this entire season where a team is game plan for Malik Monk.
Mm.
You got me?
I
Like,
got you. Yeah.
you game plan for De'Aaron. You game plan for Domantas Sabonis. You game plan for the 3-point shooting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't game plan for him. And that's kind of how I look at Jordan Poole for them. Like, sure, he's putting up 20 points a game, but it's an inefficient 20 points. And you're not just going out there and game planning. You're game planning for Steph. You're game planning for what used to be a great defense. And then you're also game planning to not let Klay Thompson beat you with a bunch of shots. And I don't know how you stop that from happening, because the guy basically is like, he stands there like a statue and just drops 3-pointers in. Like, but you got to figure that out. You got to figure out how to leave. Everyone else can keep playing basketball, and somebody has to just trace with Klay Thompson the whole time and don't let him go. Because if you can wipe out that second scorer, I don't really think they have that other guy. And that's why in this series in particular, I think the Kings have a shot. Like, normally I would say, like any of these other playoff runs that the Warriors have been on, maybe not last season, but any of their true playoff runs, and we were talking a first round series, any of those teams against this Kings team, I'm choosing Warriors in 4 or Warriors in 5, maybe Warriors in 6 on one of those seasons, but probably not. This just isn't the same Warriors team, and they have to prove that that's who they are. And they haven't proven it all year. And we can say, oh, well, they showed it last year. Okay. Who were they the year before that? And the year before that, they were bad basketball teams. They were horrible basketball teams. I mean, they had like the second pick in the draft, and I don't know if that was their pick or if that was someone else's, but
they got a bunch of draft picks.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, they also had lottery picks because they weren't good teams. Like, they could have drafted Tyrese Halliburton at number 2, which they talked about doing, because they weren't a great team. So now we get to this stage where you saw who they were last year, but they've had all kinds of drama and all kinds of things happening all season long. Players missing time, bringing guys back in. Their depth took a hit. They've got new pieces. Some of those pieces have never even played together. I mean, Wiggins and some of these guys, they haven't really played together at all. And you're just expecting that they're going to roll out there because they're the Warriors and they're going to roll over everybody. And I don't know. I just say, like, if it were any of those other teams, I don't think the Kings have a shot this year. I don't know. I think they do.
Is the timing coincidental in anyone's opinion, or like is Mike Brown's absence from Golden State pretty big? Has it weighed on them this year? Has it been part of the reason that their defense is less than stellar, or is that just an entirely different thing?
I don't know, man. For me, you know how I feel about the whole coaching thing or whatever. Especially
You hate them. You hate coaches.
It's not true. Don't listen to the media. It's not true.
Anyone who listens to the new San Francisco listeners, Kenny hates coaches.
But it shouldn't. They know what to do. Mike Brown leave like what? I can't remember what to do. Mike Brown.
Well, it's like the playoffs. It's so different. It's so different.
They should know.
But philosophies could change. Like there could be a change in the way that they approach things. I don't know that that's happened. By the way, I'm throwing it out there. Their defense and we've talked to Kyle Madsen, Bonta. We've talked to this, I think, about it with everyone who covers the Warriors, is the home away discrepancy on the defensive end. And everyone is, essentially, I don't want to say blames, everyone will acknowledge the chemistry issues. Man, chemistry issues don't play a role in the playoffs?
Of course they do.
Like they play a role on home and in away games, but they don't play an issue in the playoffs. That seems like wishful thinking to me.
Didn't you? We just talked about Donovan Mitchell last year with the Utah Jazz. You don't think chemistry played a role?
Absolutely.
You watched the whole entire.
We're watching that
unfold.
tonight. We're watching to see what happens with Minnesota tonight. If Minnesota loses tonight, if Oklahoma City beats them, people were going to clap for the Oklahoma City story. But Minnesota and that video from a couple of nights ago is going to be rerun over and over and over again.
Yeah, they have chemistry issues. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. Like when you look at their team, but I will tell you that if you listen to any of their people talk right now and they're asked about Mike Brown, they may not miss Mike Brown, X's and O's guy, because they replaced him with another X's and O's guy, and Ron Adams is still around there. Like
Is that Kenny Atkinson that replaced him?
I'm not sure
on that role. Okay.
It's possible, but I'm not sure like what exactly their roles are.
Sure.
But I'll tell you that what they really miss is Mike's spirit. It's something we've seen all season. What they miss is like we get to see Mike in front of the camera all the time, but Mike is that guy off camera with these guys as well, and it just comes with a lot more profanity. Like because I've heard him, so like I know like that's who Mike is, and the spirit that he brings. For 6 years, like they didn't get tired of Mike Brown and his incessant like attention to detail. They loved Mike Brown. They miss Mike Brown, and so I do think they miss that voice and that spirit that he brings. That changes the room a lot of the time. That when you're coming off like the 7-game road trip is what I always go back to. They had the 7-game road trip where they finished with Houston, right? And it ends on like a Wednesday or Tuesday night in Houston. We had practice the next day. No team in the league would ever practice the day after a 7-game road trip, ever. I've never heard of that in my entire life. Not only did they do it, they came in, they had a good spirit about it, and they were there, and they were all in. And that's because Mike Brown's set like a standard of who they are and what they're going to do. So
that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I don't know.
It's more than X's O's sometimes. Sometimes it's the voice, like you mentioned.
Sometimes it's vibes.
Sometimes it's vibes.
I mean, look at Udonis Haslem has been sitting there on the bench collecting millions of dollars, averaging 1 point a game for 8 years in Miami. Everyone there, not a single person going, hey, coach, why are we still paying that guy? No one's ever said a word that the dude is taking up a roster spot, an NBA roster spot, making $1.5 million, $2 million a year, $3 million a year. No one says a word. It's because they all appreciate his voice. So there's value to it.
I just got alerted to something that I got to hear it. I'm so sorry. I have to do this. We have to. This is like some version of a simulcast. I have to hear what they said. I just see a Y2K reference, and I can't get over this. Let's check in with Willard and Dibbs on 95.7 The Game. Apparently, they had a response to what Kyle Draper said yesterday.
You listen right here, Kings fan. You look me in the eye.
Okay.
And you listen right here, and you listen good.
Oh, listen to this.
Listen to me and listen to me good.
Jesus Christ.
You can be all about your team. You can think that they're going to win all the games. You can think that they're amaze balls, and you can put a beam in your living room for all I care.
Okay.
Don't you dare start to denigrate what has been achieved over the last decade plus by the Golden State Warriors. How dare you denigrate what has been arguably the greatest run in sports since Y2K. In fact, I don't even know if it's arguable. The Patriots are raising their hands, and that's about it. How on earth would you go there? How on earth would you start to call Warriors fans new money? Start to call the Warrior franchise not a legacy franchise? Want to be the Lakers and the Celtics? Do you know how old you have to be to even think the Celtics are good? What have the Celtics won since the 90s? Once? Maybe. I don't even know if that's true.
Hey, man,
So you can put whatever label you want. I don't even know if legacy is the right word. Here's what it is. The best thing going. Period. Unequivocal and unarguable. If you want to say you think the Kings are going to win, knock yourselves out. You might. You might. Don't you dare go backward and try to take down what has been the best thing that the NBA has known for the last 25 plus years.
Bro, you don't listen.
You're not listening, bro.
Willard, you don't listen,
You're not
Brody.
listening, bro.
Oh,
You're really not listening, man.
that man.
You're not listening, man. Come on, man.
James, he said Y2K. Oh my God.
I'm glad Brendan isn't here. We would have to explain what Y2K is. So Y2K, like
Y2K was scary. It was scary. It was
Jesse,
scary.
look what you started putting that clip out there on social media.
Man, they don't listen, bro. They don't listen.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Man,
They really don't listen.
That is
man.
so funny.
that's the frustrating part too.
You want me to break? We need no. Jesse changed his mind. Go ahead, James.
That's what like when I went on their show earlier in the week and they misquoted me and like acted like I was saying
What
that
happens?
the Kings are so much better than any of their teams. It was such a farce because I have told you guys a million times. I watched them play so much. Their greatness is incredible. Like I appreciate watching like something special on the court, and the Warriors all the way through were absolutely spectacular. This is a 44 win team right now. That's it. Like a 44 win team that just got one of their players back after a 25 game absence.
Yeah. It's a good look. And even aside from that, when you're talking about legacies,
You talk about misquotes. I don't know. Kenny had he said you
oh
gotta
yeah,
score
man,
150.
you got to be
Kings.
150 to beat the Kings.
He said 115.
Yeah.
But they tweeted 150. Never took it down.
They didn't take it down. They did quote tweet it and put like, "Oh, sorry, he meant 115."
My bad.
No,
yo.
he said 115. We meant 115.
My bad. Those dots that they put after my quote actually were 3 or 4 sentences of context. And yeah, like thanks for the
But,
dots.
James, I'd like to ask you this because Warrior fans,
Willard Wild.
they were
Boy,
upset like
wow.
I've never seen people upset before, and because Draper said they're new money, they're not a legacy franchise like the Lakers or the Celtics. There is levels to this. They're not today. They're not what the Lakers and Celtics have been to the NBA. They're not. They are on the tier below with Philly, the Knicks, the Bulls, and I put the Warriors there. Damian puts the Knicks up there with the Lakers and Celtics.
Begrudgingly.
And I'm not even against that because
I'm not
when
because
you-
they haven't won a championship since like 70,
But
right?
listen, it's not.
But it's not
It's
that.
not about that. The Chicago Bears are a legacy franchise in
Yeah.
the NFL. Like that's what the Willards and the Warrior fans don't understand. You can win all you. The Spurs are. I don't think they're a legacy franchise in the NBA. They're not on the same level as the Lakers and the Celtics. They're not. They've won just about as much as anybody has since Y2K. Okay, it's not just about that. When you understand what the hell you're talking about, you understand it's more than just championships.
He did say sports in Y2K, right?
He did. Yeah, the Patriots don't.
Yeah,
exist.
let's look up Tom's numbers since
Yeah.
Y2K. Jesse, do you know what Y2K is?
Yeah, actually.
Okay,
I heard
Jesse.
funny stories
You
from
learned
my
about
family
it in
at that
school?
time. Yes. Well, not school. It was family taught me. My grandma was stacking water bottles, screaming, "Oh, it's Y2K!" Yeah.
And once again, look, we got Uncle Looney in here who's laughing at the Bears because Uncle Looney don't watch no sports but the Warriors. He don't understand that when the NFL had their 100-year anniversary, they didn't start with the Patriots. They didn't start with the Chiefs. They didn't start the season with the Niners.
Yep.
They didn't even start it with the Cowboys.
They started with a game literally nobody wanted.
They started with the Bears and the Packers.
Yep.
Because they have that type of legacy and lineage. So this is why Warrior fans get called new money, because they don't know what the hell they talking about if it ain't before 2015. That's why you get called new money.
I still think they're an incredible dynasty.
Absolutely.
No, they are.
Absolutely.
But a dynasty and a legacy franchise aren't the same.
No, I
and
agree.
the point that Drapes was talking about, and it's the line that very angry. what's it? Willard ignored was
amaze balls.
Oh my God. Gotta leave. Stop it. The new money part, like that's what Drapes was talking about, like their new money. Yeah, James knows new money isn't respected the way that old money is. It's not looked at the same,
right?
And the whole crux behind it was when Steph is gone, and this team. They could be whatever. They're not going to be a championship contender. They could be a playoff team. They could be out of the playoffs. They could be whatever. History says they're going to be out of the playoffs. But when Steph is gone, they're not going to be referenced the way bad Celtics teams are,
right?
Or the way bad Lakers teams are.
To your point, bad
the
Knicks
frustrating,
teams.
Yes, the New York Knicks are. I do not think the New York Knicks are a legacy franchise, but the NBA makes them. And I have to deal with it every time I turn on NBA television. The Warriors, despite the fact that they're in San Francisco, they don't get that respect. Despite the fact that they have 7 titles, they don't get that. The perfect comparison is they're the Chicago Bulls. Like you, and Steph is Jordan.
Yep.
When Jordan's gone, the Bulls are a basketball team in a big market. When Steph is gone, the Warriors are a basketball team in a big market. They're a dynasty.
Unless they find the next Steph.
The Bulls are a dynasty.
Yeah.
The Bulls aren't legacy.
That's interesting.
Legacy takes time too. The Bulls never got back. Bulls ain't never gotten back. They got close. They never got back.
But these are the type of things that you understand when you have conversations about this, and you understand how these things play out. New money don't understand about that. New YMCMB Warriors, they don't understand about that. They just want to get on there and be offended without actually knowing what the hell they talking about.
Their run will come to an end at some point.
And we'll look at it as one of the great dynasties in the history of the league.
I
we
totally
will look
agree.
at it as one of the great dynasties. And you want to talk about
Steph Curry has absolutely been one of the best things to happen in professional
Absolutely.
basketball. Steph Curry has changed professional basketball.
100%.
And I've said it, like, he's revolutionized the game as much as any player in the history of the game, as much as Wilt, as much as Michael Jordan, as much as any player in the game. He has changed the way the game is played. There's no question in my mind that that's the case. I mean, it used to be like the dribble drive motion offense is George Karl and Vance Wahlberg's like offensive style, where the pace and space, either shoot the 3 ball or score at the rim. Like Steph just blew that thing away and made 3-pointers from 35 feet acceptable. Any other time in history of the NBA, those are like the stupidest shots you've ever seen in your entire life. Now they're commonplace and they go in all the time. He he revolutionized
And I think
the game.
that's fun. And I think kids think it's fun. I think he's made the league more fun. And the fact that he's not a jerk helps. Like he's what do they call him? The baby-faced assassin. That stuff helps.
Well, that, and I think there's something about this too. Not everyone has the opportunity to be 7 foot tall like Wilt. Not everybody can fly through the air like Michael Jordan and can take off from behind the free throw line and dunk.
Kenny can,
but there are any kid can go out there and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and keep shooting from further and further. Who is a kid from the school a couple of years ago with the bad mustache? That
Trae Young?
No, the white kid with the headband with the white mustache that ended up going in the transfer portal like 2 years ago. He played for one of the small schools that kept upsetting people in the tournament. Like anyone can, like there are people that can do it anywhere. They can shoot from, they can just keep working on their 3-point shot. And so I think what he's done is he's connected to the game to a whole different group of kids. You don't have to be 6'7". You don't have to be 7'1". You don't have to jump out of the gym. If you can really shoot, you can actually keep playing basketball for much longer than you could before. And so I think he's revolutionized the game.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Timmy, and I'm not talking about Adam Morrison or Jimmer Fredette.
Are you talking about the kid from St. Peter's?
Yes.
I don't know his name, but that's as much
Doug.
as
Doug
I do
Edert.
remember that.
And he looks just like a Doug. His mustache.
He looks like a Doug.
He does.
Doug Edert.
Yeah.
So Soren is 100% right with this. He says in the chat, you just said Steph is Michael Jordan, and Warrior fans will still take that as disrespect. He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
No.
I know me personally, I didn't talk about how important and how influential Draymond has been to that situation, how much Steph Curry is amazing, all this other stuff. All they hear is disrespect. Man. I can't with these
Oh
dudes,
my
man.
goodness.
Doug.
Look at Doug.
I can't with these dudes.
All right, Doug.
I mean, Doug looks like a Doug. But he lit it up from the outside and he changed again. Like this is what like how the game's changed.
And that's Steph.
Yeah.
And you know, we see that Dame tagged along with it. And
yeah,
you know, some people call Trae Young the first prodigy of the Steph Curry era. And that part of the game ain't going nowhere. Hell, look at what Sacramento was doing. Like that part of the game is not going anywhere. But shout out to them boys at 95.7 because that made my day. Oh man, that I don't know that my day could get better. I got a meeting at 4:15. It could get better after that, but I don't know. That is good stuff right there. I was not expecting a Y2K reference today.
What in the world?
My man said Y2K. Don't you dare. And he was talking to Kings fans.
Yeah.
Don't you dare denigrate what has been the greatest run in sports since Y2K.
That's the thing too. People keep taking this as like the Kings diss, like Kings fans did. Like it's not a Kings thing.
It started.
No,
well, it is Kenny.
I don't say nothing about the Kings. I don't say nothing about the Kings.
I can't get over this. It started 15 years after Y2K. What are you talking about? What happened in the first 15 years?
That's the thing they love to say. They love to be like, oh, so the Kings of the Warriors on a legacy franchise. What does that make the Kings? Who said the Kings were a legacy franchise?
I mean, if we're keeping it
what
apart,
that got to do with anything?
I said it on Tuesday, and Drape said it on Thursday. We're not Kings guys at all.
What does any of this have to do with the Kings? We sitting up here talking about the Warriors. That's what we talk. We talking about you guys not watching other basketball teams. We sitting up there watching. You're talking about your franchise is not on the same level as the Lakers and the Celtics. Not saying it's not a legacy at all, but when you talk about tiers, Lakers or Celtics, two teams that I hate, are on a different level. And then you got Sixers, Warriors, Bulls on another level. That's all it is. What that got to do with the Kings?
Well, the Kings were around in 1948. They are a legacy. They are the oldest running franchise in the NBA. They just have been really bad since in almost every single one of the. Well, the early years they were. I mean, they do have a title.
They do have a title.
I can't do
51,
this.
right?
I can't do this.
Yes.
Get Willard on the phone. I need Willard on the phone.
What do you say now?
Well, no, look at bruh. The Lakers have won 5 titles since 2000.
Oh no.
How many have the Spurs won? The Spurs have won 4 since 2000.
Wow.
What are we doing right now?
Tom Brady got like 6. What's he
He
got?
did say in all
Y'all are
sports. In all
Willard.
America.
Willard, bruh. Don't make me send you a company memo, bro. Don't do this.
And he did say 10 plus years, and that's not true.
How many titles do the New York Yankees have in this
That's
stretch?
not, well, they had 1 month.
I don't think
they got
have very many.
Well, since Y2K,
Well,
they
yeah,
have,
Y2K. Wait,
they've got 4
Since Y2K.
Hell, the Giants got 3.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah,
they might have 2.
You're right. The
'Cause it was
Yankees won
98,
4 out of
99.
5.
Yeah.
Hey, I said 5. I forgot about the bubble. Lakers got 6.
6.
Lakers got 6.
These fools got us.
I ain't
bringing
repping for the Lakers.
these
Lakers
fools
got
us
6.
Defending the Lakers and bringing up the Lakers, man.
What are we doing?
All because it ain't nonsense. They got us talking about the Lakers, bro. All because they sensitive nonsense. Come on, man.
Damien's over here trying to Google.
I need to go for a walk. Willard, boy, hey, shout out to the 95.7 The Game crew that's in the chatty house today. Y'all a wild bunch out there. I didn't mean to hit that button, but I'm gonna let it ride. That's Young Zell. No, that's not. No. That's for special occasions. We'll be back. It's Stilo and KC. We'll talk more Kings Warriors when we return here on Sacramento Sports Leader ESPN 1320. Them boys is crazy.
Y2K.
Rough week over there.
My God, man.
Rough week for my man.
That is the funniest part too. Like that tweet's been out. Lakers fans like, yeah, we agree with Kings fans. We're all cool.
And then you ask the Kings and the Warriors questions. They're like, "Yeah, it's gonna be a good game. Where it's gonna be a good series.
Oh yeah,
two quality teams.
They ain't buying this at all.
That's it. That's it. Bama got 7 chips.
Yeah, I mean,
UConn woman probably have like 10.
I think like Tiger Woods was actually good and then really bad in that same amount of time.
Oh man,
I mean, Tiger Woods.
Yeah, it wasn't until what 08?
He's got plenty of championships during that time. I don't know.
Oh, them boys is wild.
And here's Reggie Delight. He just does what we always talk about. What does that have to do with anything? King's legacy is taking Jimmer before Clay.
Yeah.
What that got to do with anything? So because of what the Kings did, that's going to put you up there with the Lakers and Celtics? No, my G. No. And you ask us about it, we'll tell you how ridiculous it's been for 16 years.
Yeah, it's been bad.
We'll tell you that. That's how you know they don't know what the hell they talking about. Warrior fans have showed their ass during this whole process. They have showed their ass. They've proven to me and confessed to me they don't watch other basketball. It's clear as day.
Yeah, and Warriors fans out there, just so you know, you did in the if we're going to go that route, in the 1996 draft, you drafted Todd Fuller. 2 picks later was Kobe Bryant. 3 picks later was Peja Stojakovic. 4 picks later was Steve Nash. Just remember, like, yes, the Jimmer thing happened. The Todd Fuller thing also happened. Todd Fuller.
Warriors forgot where they came from.
Oh, they absolutely forget what they don't know. They don't know.
And
They
Warriors
don't know.
fans, you remember
That's
that
the biggest thing. They don't know.
that next year, the 1997 draft, when you drafted a Donald Foyle with the 8th overall pick, and Tracy McGrady went with the 9th pick. Just saying that also happened. These things do happen.
Like I said, these boys showing their ass, and they be so quick to respond, they don't even realize they showing their ass. That's the whole thing. They so quick to respond to something, they don't realize they showing their ass.
It's not even a crazy point.
Remember the 1998 draft when the Golden State Warriors drafted Vince Carter and traded him for Antoine Jameson?
7 or 8?
7.
7.
He won his first one in 01. Won his first one in 01.
Weissman.
Be so quick to respond, man. Don't even realize they just be showing their ass. No, what do you mean? What do you mean I don't watch Warriors basketball? Watch him. I'm gonna show him. I don't watch Warriors I don't watch other teams because the Warriors are so great. Got his ass. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah.
I don't.
No, I notice it. Absolutely.
It's a bummer watching players like as they start to age out, and just the greatness that we've got to see and how quickly it changes.
Oh, I didn't see that. I got you.
They be out here on their phone. What? Who's this IMK Diddy? He says Warrior fans don't watch other teams. Hold on. You're so stupid. I don't watch other teams because the Warriors are great.
Sick burn. That's how you guys are.
You're so stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't watch the Warriors. I don't watch other teams because the Warriors are great.
Did I tell you I got invited to the potluck here, which never happens? I don't know what happened.
Oh,
Somehow,
no, there you go.
I got on the list. I've been invited to the Heritage potluck.
There you go.
I don't even know what that means. I will say it's right in the middle of your show, so if I show up early and I'm eating out there, that's what's happening.
I mean, that's no surprise. That's no. I could have assumed that was the case.
Ham's the only one who gets to enjoy the parties now.
That's right. I just show up early. That's funny.
Drew down. I do not do comedy, and I don't know. I think my impressions There's some that are better than the others. No comedy. I'm not that funny. I'm really not. I'm not a funny dude. I just be talking shit.
You think I'm funny?
You don't think you're funny? I think you're funny. I don't know.
I think I'm witty. I don't know if I'm funny though. I can't tell a joke. Like, it's not really.
Yeah. I'm usually I can be funny. I don't know.
And people always don't believe me when I say this. I'm pretty shy, to be honest with you.
I think a lot
I'm
of
pretty
radio
shy
people
and
are.
reserved.
A lot of radio people are.
Yeah, it's all an act. Damn, Cam be on it, man. Cam got more ESPN clips. Cam don't leave the house. Cam got like 10 things recording all at once. Cam's like King's radar goes off.
Cam really do, man.
Cam get him every
morning,
time,
bro. Every morning.
Cam be getting like leaked footage. It ain't even ESPN looking at it like that ain't even air yet.
They really do, man. He be having all the receipts.
Wow.
These boys out here.
Oh my, Bryce. Why am I full of it? Oh. What I do?
No, see, if introverts get comfortable with groups of people that they're usually in front of and hang out with, and I think the Chatty House is all friends with Kenny over here now, so he's just comfortable with
I
it.
guess so. Soren, Larry Hughes was my guy. I remember the first game Larry Hughes played with the Warriors. I was like, oh, they got one. Larry Hughes is good. He just couldn't stay healthy.
King's great, Larry Hughes.
King's great.
He was traded.
That Jimmy,
yeah, and DeMar. The finalists for all of the awards that Kia sponsors are being announced right now. And the 2022-2023 finalists for the inaugural Kia NBA Clutch Player of the Year: Jimmy Butler, DeMar DeRozan, and De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, yeah.
The finalists.
Look at that boy Fox, man. That's where it should be.
For the NBA Most Improved Player.
Okay.
This is a hell of a list. Jalen Brunson. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And Lauri Markkanen.
That's SGA's award.
I think so too.
Oh, Mike Brown officially as Coach of the Year.
Wait a minute. What?
The second Coach of the Year. There's a second.
Yeah, no, but listen.
Well, they are. Well, they just announced the finalists.
Yeah,
like
wait,
they were just like, look,
hold off.
Look, what they just announced the finalists are Mike Brown, Mark Daigneault, and Joe Mazzola, the two other guys that we talked about. That they were just like, look, we all know this is Mike Brown's award. James, where did you get this information from?
What's that?
Damn it. Well, you just said Mike Brown was named Coach of the Year.
No. He's a finalist.
Oh. Paolo Banchero, Walker Kessler, Jalen Williams named the finalists for NBA Rookie of the Year.
Have you seen that whole debate with
the unanimous situation
with the writer
Yeah.
Andy Larson, which I have a lot of respect for. I think he's a really good writer. But did you dig into any of the stats on why he said what he said?
No, I didn't.
It's not even remotely close. Kessler Edwards, by so many advanced statistics, was 5 times the player. He's a 7.
Stop it.
He has a 7 win share.
Stop it.
There
was another player. Who was the other player? We were just talking about him. That someone did the same thing. I don't remember who it was, but they dug into advanced statistics. Who was it? Because it wasn't. I don't think it was Kessler Edwards. Definitely wasn't Kessler Edwards. Walker Kessler.
Yeah, Walker Kessler. My bad.
Walker Kessler. No, I said Kessler Edwards. Who? Oh man, we were just talking about another player. I can't remember who it was. Jaren Jackson, Brooke Lopez, Evan Mobley, the finalists for Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year.
I think Jaren Jackson's going to win that Defensive Player of the Year.
I think so too. Malcolm Brogdon, Bobby Portis Jr., and your boy, Emmanuel Quickly. The finalist for Sixth Man.
Monk should have been in there.
Over.
Name the three again.
Malcolm Brogdon, Bobby Portis, Emmanuel Quickly.
Jesus, I'd say Brogdon or
really.
Portis.
I wouldn't put Brogdon. I think Brogdon's deserving.
I'm not saying he's not deserving.
Brogdon might win it.
Go. Somebody got to go.
I like Brogdon. I've never seen him and Oscar from The Office in the same room at the same time, though. Malcolm Brogdon.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
Are you
I'm thinking about that as what made me
chuckle.
That's a stretch.
Are you kidding me?
I don't hate it. James might be onto something. You
Are
throw,
you
throw
really?
a goatee on Oscar, we might be onto something.
Oh, hold on. Maybe it's the picture. Let me look again. By the way, could someone hit up it wasn't Willard and tell him that the UConn women won 10 national titles since 2000?
Hey, a little bit. You got a little something going on. You got a little something going on.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
I stand corrected.
That's a good call.
I stand corrected.
That's a good call.
Not bad.
Oscar Brogdon.
That was a good call.
Who do you think's the MVP?
Joel Embiid.
I think it's Embiid as well. I think he will win it. I mean, he won the scoring title. I think he will win it. What do you guys think of the Dallas Mavericks getting fined $750,000 for tanking one game when 20 other teams have willfully tanked all of their games?
It's not the tanking. It's the dummy who went to the microphone. Dallas has stole Jason Kidd's brain cells.
Yeah.
What are you doing? That was almost a fire me move.
Yeah.
To go say, we were ready, but they told us this was the direction we're doing, and these guys Jason Kidd, come on, man.
Well, the other sneaky thing about that, I believe this is what happened. You guys can tell me if it's wrong, but didn't Luka play the first quarter, leave, get dressed, and come back on the bench?
I don't know if he did all that. I mean,
if he did all that, he had at least 2 cocktails before the time he got back down there.
James,
he went to the
couple beers,
front row lounge real quick.
A beer and a cocktail.
What is it? A row 1 lounge?
Luka Doncic in the Lexus Lounge right now, next to Kendra Montgomery Block and her crew. What the hell is going on in here, sir? You have a game.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, between that and Jason Kidd, they did too much with it. They did too much.
Yeah, you can't. Like, I don't know what Jason.
You gotta be a little more discreet.
I do not know.
How did Kyrie not get put on this list for clutch player of the year?
He's got the most clutch points in the league.
No, I think he had the most fourth quarter points.
Most fourth quarter points. Yeah.
You know why Kyrie Irving's not on that list?
Kyrie might not make All NBA.
Yeah, they don't want to vote for Kyrie.
Now, when they have finalists, when they announce finalists, they already know the winner. They're just drawing it out, right? So the votes are in and all this other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Paolo Banchero's winning Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
I think we've seen that.
Yeah. Someone released that list.
Yeah. Real quick, because I don't want to forget this. James, you know everything that's going on downtown this weekend. I know they got the rally today, where they have the playground.
The playground. It's a playoff
playground. Is that like a
where the
watch
ice
party,
rink
or is that where the screen is going to be, where people could watch the game?
No, I think the watch party, like for road games, is going to be in
the Golden One. But they're not going to have they're not going to have a screen.
I think they're going to have that on the Doco. Like they'll have stuff outside
during the home games.
I think. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of watch parties. Like I know that there are a ton of watch parties in Sacramento, but I don't know which ones are sponsored specifically by the Kings. I'm not sure.
I thought they were going to put because they had a little stage area. I thought they were going to put a screen in that the playground area.
Well, there's
You'd have
screens
people
up there.
watching
There's screens in there now. And when I left, there was a DJ that was already going, like, and there are people already like going into the
They
area.
might have people in there watching.
And then there's a really ugly looking six standing there.
I see you guys talk about. I never looked at it. I never remember it being like shiny and nice looking.
Well, I never liked the thing. Period.
It didn't.
I didn't.
It was at least like
It was
it didn't look
was
like
a
it.
number. It's like, you do something.
I mean, this
It is
it now looks
retired.
like someone dropped like an ice cream cone on it, and like I mean, just
Probably did.
It looks,
and that's probably a bird dropped something
seagull,
on it.
Yeah, like something. It just doesn't look sanitary or clean. Like if you were to walk up too close to it, I would worry. They have to have like tetanus shots right next to it, like shooting people up with making sure they don't get tetanus.
On the sports can be the stupidest thing in the world scale, this is a 10 from our guy, Chris Haynes.
Okay.
DeMar DeRozan's daughter was escorted out of what's the name of the arena again? Scotia Bank Arena on a Wednesday by Bulls security and led to team bus with her father after NBA notified team of severe online threats directed at the 9-year-old.
Come on, man.
Oh no.
Come
9 years
on.
old. Is that today?
Wednesday.
When they were leaving
the game.
Toronto.
Oh, and afterwards.
The game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, people. I heard that she was a blast. Like she was crazy and screaming and like having a good time.
Yeah, man. She's out there supporting the Bulls, her dad's team.
Yeah.
And it's not their fault they couldn't make no free throws.
Yeah. I mean, if it
Or
was
not her fault they couldn't make no free throws. That's just ridiculous. That really is.
Makes you wonder if they were playing the Lakers, if Russell Westbrook would have had her removed.
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
He doesn't play for the Lakers. He plays for the Clippers.
Oh, shoot. The Clippers, you're right. My bad. It's third team this year. My bad.
Hey, I've about had it.
That last one was uncalled for, James.
Shots fired.
Did you see?
First one was funny. That one was uncalled for.
Did you see the Paul George story?
No.
Paul George is targeting the semis for a return.
Oh, well.
Hey, Paul.
Well, Paul, I don't.
If that's your target, buddy, you've got a lot of time to get ready.
Yeah, I don't know.
Missed it.
Because
I don't know when we're going to see you again,
much.
big dog. I don't know when we're going to see you this year, big dog.
Yeah, Paul George,
Hey.
hang in there, Brody, because I don't think that's it, my guy.
PG, my guy, it had to be him.
My bad. Yeah.
Hammer, how did the Kings win this series against the Golden State Warriors?
They show up like they did against the Pelicans. They show up like they did.
That's the
in
bookmark,
first
huh? That's
half.
the game. You've referenced that game a lot.
I have, and I know someone like when we had the pod last night, they're like, "Oh, the Pelicans had given up at that point." Like, no, man, the Pelicans were trying for if they won that game, they were like the 6th seed.
People just say,
No, they walked into another team's. It wasn't that. It was that I saw something that I hadn't seen before. It was the pace. I think they've been sandbagging for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, just how fast this offense can go and how much they work on that. And I think that they're going to come out and turn this offense up like by 15 miles per hour. Like this thing is going to go, we're going to be like, holy cow. And it's not that they're going to score so much, it's that the pace that they play with is going to be different. And so that's what I think, like, that's how they win this, is by doing what they've done all season long, just doing it that much more, just giving you a little bit more of it, faster, quicker.
This is a weird question to ask. Is that too much to ask? Saying not the first part, doing what they've been doing all year long. I think we can agree with that, right? I don't. We looked at this before. They haven't lost 4 and 7. I don't even remember when it was. Like, if it even happened. Like, that's not something that happened very regularly this year. But asking him to do it at even a higher level when we feel like they've been playing at a pretty high level, is it too much to? Because if the idea is they win this series by doing all that plus a little bit more, maybe it's far-fetched that they're going to win the series.
I think that the Kings finish this year in pace in 12th place.
And the Warriors were first?
Numero uno.
Yep.
So I always thought that there was a point where this team could move faster. and go faster, but what you don't want to do is lose your efficiency. And that's the key to the Kings offense. Is not only are they moving along quick and they're passing the ball and all that stuff, but they're super efficient. All of their shots, for the most part, are good shots. They go through stretches where they might take a couple of bad shots, but that's usually outside of the flow of the offense.
I'm interested to see when they settle into this game tomorrow. How long it takes them.
That's a good one.
How long?
Yeah,
does it take them? Does it take them any time at all? Do they come out ready to go and use that energy in a positive way, or is there some jitters and some butterflies? There's going to be. Like how can they not? The Warriors the Warriors have won 4 championships and they've seen everything that you could absolutely see. They're gonna have butterflies to a certain degree. If you're a baller, if you're a ball player, like they say all the time, if you ain't got little butterflies in your stomach at the beginning of a game, you need to go. Like you need to go. Like this is what it is. The atmosphere, the playoffs, all that it brings all that out in these ballers. Now, what the Warriors are able to do is once tip-off comes, boom, those things are gone because we've seen everything in the world. Is that the same for the Kings? Or does it take them the first quarter? Does it take them the first half? Does it take them 2 minutes? I want to see when they're able to settle down and settle into this game. So that's what I'm anxious to see for this game 1 on Saturday.
Physicality. That's all they've been talking about. They want to be the team that punches first.
Didn't Malik say that today?
Malik said
hit someone in the mouth.
Mike wants us to hit somebody in the mouth. That's what he wants. Like what they want is for
strap up.
Yeah.
Damn, Malik.
They want this team to come out and be the more physical team. And if they're the more physical team, they've got a really good shot. So
did you see the bowl today?
The what?
The arena?
No, they did not let us in.
They did a time lapse and it looks like t-shirts. I was really hoping for towels, but I genuinely can't tell. They look like t-shirts. Yeah, the arena is, as the tweet says, the arena is dressed for the best fans in the NBA.
Can't wait.
I know everyone's so excited for this. That's on Sacramento Kings Twitter account right now. But I was hoping for towels. I was watching a clip of an old playoff game, and you see the towels flinging in the air like, oh, that's good stuff. I suppose you could do that with the shirt.
The white is kind of cold, though.
Oh, the white's
going to be crazy, bro. It's going to be a crazy visual.
I keep forgetting, talking about the first playoff game in 16 years, the Kings, all that different stuff. I completely forget this is the first playoff game in the history of the Golden One Center.
Yeah.
It's just not it's a easy A to B storyline that I just haven't thought about. It's the first playoff game in this arena. It's the first time this arena is going to be featured on a stage like ABC.
Yeah. No, it was fun to Mark Jones and Doris Burke were at practice today, just like taking it all in and having conversations. It's cool to see because they're so good. It's going to be like those who don't get to go to the arena, man, you got just a top tier broadcast team for this. I just think it's absolutely spectacular.
Yeah. And they get it prime time. They get the last game of the first day of the playoffs, prime time, not too late, where it's like a 7:30 start, maybe it's 10:30 in the East Coast. No, you prime time against the defending champions, man. And I can't wait for these two teams to lock up. I said it earlier, James. I think we're in for a hell of a series. I don't know how long it lasts, whether it's 4, 5, 6, 7 games, but I think all the games are going to be electric. I think all the games are going to be competitive, and I think they're going to be fun to watch. I think we're in for a hell of a series between these two.
I totally agree. I think this is going to be a knockdown dragout. I don't know. Like we took a poll last night. Well, me and Brendan and Sean all put our projections out there, and I just have a hard time. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen. I think I settled on Kings in 6.
I say Kings in 6 too.
That's tough though.
That's tough.
Going in there and beating them and
going into the dental office and handling that.
Office.
It's going to be tough. But I think
cleanings are tough.
Well, they got to come up here and go inside the shower cap and the aluminum shower cap.
Is that what they call it?
Is that for real?
That's what I call it. It looks like a giant shower cap. Are you kidding? Golden one?
Well,
yeah.
I see it. I see it. I never saw it before this, but I see it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, that Malcolm Brogdon. Oscar
Well,
from the
that's
Oscars.
that's a tough one. That's not one that I've seen before. Casey, what are you looking forward to most tomorrow?
I'm looking forward to what we talked about earlier. I want to see De'Aaron Fox. I want to see De'Aaron Fox on that stage. I think he's going to perform. I think he's going to have a coming out party. I want to see him tomorrow in front of the Golden One Center crowd, in front of the Warriors on ABC, in front of a national television audience. I think he's gonna have a big time game.
Hammer?
I want the crowd to respond to the moment.
I'm with you, James.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm looking forward to. You know how much I love like emotion and emotional reactions.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward
I want
to.
to feel it
those first few
the
minutes.
whole time.
Yeah.
And I don't want him to have that moment where something goes wrong and it gets all quiet.
Yeah.
No, fight through it, like battle through it and
Yeah.
go. Like, I think this is going to be one of those moments where people who are there in the building don't forget it ever.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you so much for being with us this week. We're excited. Kings basketball is finally here. We appreciate you. Regardless of the city that you're from or the fan base that you support, we appreciate you being with us. We're headed out to NBA basketball next here on ESPN 1320.
Go Kings!
Winner, baby. Winner. Man, excellent. Thanks for everybody for tapping in.
Yeah,
Hit the
man.
thumbs up, man, before you guys go. Please, that's a big deal. I think we're already well past 300. We are. If we could get up to 4 before we say goodbye, man, that would be dope. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff. Warriors fans, thanks for rocking with us today
man,
and
for
this
sure.
week, and we appreciate it, man.
If y'all see us tomorrow at the game, man, pull up, man. Say what's up, man. You know the drill.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Yeah, please do. We will all be there, dressed for TV, dressed to rock. I think probably. I still haven't heard from Sarah. I don't know what we're doing. Might be there tomorrow in a hoodie. Who knows?
Oh, and my brick house guy, Jim, made an incredible shirt.
Saw that. John Bull posted that.
Yeah, go to his Twitter handle, Brickhouse Industries. That's a very nice shirt.
All right, y'all. We're signing off. We've got a lot more business to attend here at the building. So Trista will be here tonight. She's in flight. She'll be here tonight, and she'll be at the arena tomorrow. As a matter of fact, y'all could go say hi to her in person at the Chase Center. She's covering the whole series, or she's covering the first 4 games. All right, man. We love y'all. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys tomorrow or Monday, or whatever.
Something
We're
like
the best show since Y2K, to be